You guys, happy Monday, I should say. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. I got Bree on the line with me.
Hi, everyone. Happy Monday.
Yes, yes, yes. So, we actually are going to be covering Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, and Beyond the Gates from December 1st, which was last Monday. And since we did see to this Monday, the eighth episode, we'll also talk about what we saw on today's episodes as well of all three soaps. Obviously, this Friday we will be having a show for the 8th through the 12th. But even, I know we probably got stuff to say about today too. I got questions, especially on Beyond the Gate, so
Me too.
yeah. So, first of all, welcome you guys. This is Soap Corner Talk. I'm Miss T. I got Bree. Like I said, we'll be doing those three soaps. Also, we have other segments toward the end of the show, which is our flip the script. Who's taking several seats? Star of the week, pickle of the week, and our Simp Olympics, and we got the Lily Award too. I don't know if we did. Yeah, did we have a Lily recipient this week?
I think as we talk, we'll probably find someone. There's usually always one, at least once a week.
I don't know. I kind of do. I want to put
Ashley,
Ashley.
yeah,
Okay.
for how she treated Derek, actually.
Yeah, and then you might want to get Ridge, maybe. I don't know.
He, he, oh, Lord Jesus. I know he wants to take over the company. My God, let your daddy just leave him alone.
Right. Just leave him be.
Jeez, that's his company he founded. He shouldn't have to ask no permission from nobody.
Exactly. Exactly. He don't need nobody permission. So I don't know. That whole thing irritated me. It really did. I was like,
I
who has a retirement party for somebody that they don't know that they're getting ready to retire? Help me
I've
understand
never
that.
I've never heard that. If you're going to force this out of this man and then tell him no, oh, I can't wait till we get to Bowl because I had a lot to say about that.
Girl, I was
And he
like,
disrespected Daphne.
right. I'm sitting up there like, how you gonna talk to that girl? That girl is trying to tell you what you doing is wrong. We don't do that over there. I don't know what goes on over here, but we don't do that with our elders over there. And he's like, what, you don't think I was... Okay, we'll get there. I know we ready to talk about several things. All right, so without any other further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Y&R. So we had a few things back in Genoa City. We had some things going on in LA. This whole mess with Kane and Phyllis and Lily, and then we saw Adam this week as well. Talking to Phyllis, and everybody just lying to each other. We had a little
Yeah.
bit of nonsense with Jack Abbott and his big old mouth, and and then all
Cannot
this
stand
messing.
that.
We definitely have a Simp Olympics winner already this week in Noah. And
Boy.
what you say, girl?
I said, boy, he be at the top of that list. My
Girl,
Lord.
he is era, as my kids would say. Oh, he era. He's era. I'm
uh,
like, what in the world? What is wrong with you?
yeah, whatever she's doing to him, I mean, he got him
Girl,
losing his mind after
girl,
waking up from a coma.
that dude
A
got,
coma.
look, he got boxolitis, okay?
There's quite a few people. Ridge has been a long time sufferer, actually.
Girl, and sometimes I think Kane has boxolitis he ain't got over in 6 years.
Boy. And he had Phyllis, and I guess whatever Lily did, he can't shake that off. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Girl, just insane. It's like, why? Just why? Noah. And from what I understand by listening to some of the other soap bloggers and things, and I meant to ask y'all this week, Allie
mm-hmm.
doesn't think that they're broken up.
No, and Noah and Sienna have had separate conversations about that. She was like, "You need to tell her. You need to tell her. Yeah, yeah, I'll do it. I can't do this over the phone. I need to have a discussion. You've been sleeping with this other woman for months, and on top of that, you're risking your life literally for that same woman.
Girl.
So
So Allie is back overseas thinking she still got a man.
yes, because he can't be
And
man enough to tell her the truth.
and so you are down in LA sleeping with a psychopath wife who tried to unalive and attack your mother. But even still, after all of that, you stringing Allie along and you got boxolitis so much that you need some type of boxolitis, what they call that, antibiotic or something, because you're willing to bring your side chick and you the side dude back to Genoa City. And they sitting up there looking like, oh well, I guess we'll all get on the jet.
And you know what? I gotta give Nick especially some credit for checking his son. He's like, "What are you doing?
Right?
This, you gonna invite the same woman who's attached to the man we're trying to keep you safe from? All this gonna do is attract the attention. All she does is attract negative attention. Like you,
Mm-hmm.
and this boy said like, oh, she has nowhere where else to go. This is my fault. I got to keep her safe. No, you don't. She
Mm-mm.
belonged to a whole other man. She can figure it
Exactly.
out for herself. And what about Allie? I'm so glad that he brought that up. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. So what do you want to talk about, Noah?
Exactly.
Let's knock some sense into you.
Girl.
The boy woke up from a coma. I cannot stress that enough.
Mm-hmm.
Bandages and all.
Mm-hmm.
Because he got with a whole married woman. And apparently, and from the dialogue of last week, he ain't the only young man that she's been with. And I
Here's
have
my
a theory
thing.
about that.
He's not the only. Wait a minute. She's not the only. Yeah, it's probably Holden.
Yep, my thoughts exactly.
It's probably a Holden.
Mm-hmm. Remember when we first got those scenes with her, the way that they looked at each other, that flirtation and everything. I'm like, we all thought we were like, they messed around. They had a little something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but for Mitch to say, "Oh, well, you're not the only young man that she's been with," I believe it,
Wow.
and it's probably is Holden.
Yep. I agree. It's gotta be. It's gots to be. Ain't girl. This whole thing is a hot mess. So now you gotta walk back into dealing with Audra, because Audra is part of his history, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then you still gotta have a conversation with Allie. Then Holden is in town, and Sienna is connected to Holden as well. Girl, this is about to be a whole mess. And then, of course, Claire and Audra is about to go to blows. I mean, Audra slapped Claire so hard. I was like,
Oh
wow.
boy, you heard the sound effects. It was just, I was like, good lord. It came out of nowhere, woke all of us up from this sleepy week of YNR. Well, I
Girl.
like look, and then Claire got a hold of that neck. Yeah, this is about to end some kind of way, and I'm wondering if Mitch is going to be Audra and Holden's saving grace.
Well, here's the interesting thing. She don't trust Holden anymore, right? So then she decides to go and have a conversation with Kyle over at the
Mm-hmm.
GCAC, and now they're teaming up to try to come up with a. I'm like, okay, are y'all just working together, or is Claire trying to get back in it? Because she remember the previous week she kissed that man,
She sure did.
and now you
Thanksgiving.
want to team up with it to take down Audra, because you know Kyle really enjoys taking down Audra. Now you got Claire on your side to help you. And Claire is more than happy to recruit Kyle because she knows Kyle is going to be super thirsty to do the same.
I think I don't think she wants to be with this man still. I think she knows how to use people, because
Mm-hmm.
one thing that she keeps repeating to Holden especially is that she was taught how to manipulate
Mm-hmm.
and taught how to, get what you need extracted out of a person for your own
Mm-hmm.
advantage. So I think that the very presence of Audra bothers Claire, because even prior to the Thanksgiving, she was going to meet Holden at the bar. She saw Audra and Holden talking.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, she was about to tell, she called either Billy or Sally and said, like, oh, we need to discuss something regarding Audra I think you should know about.
Right.
She doesn't want this girl just anywhere in her presence. I think when she goes, then maybe she might feel a different way about Holden. But I don't think that she cares really about Kyle or Holden. It's more so about this cat fight
Mm-hmm.
and getting one over on Audra. But since Sienna and Noah and Mitch eventually is going to come into town, because those photos already came out. They're already we're at Crimson Lights and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
Mitch is going to be following them there. Uh, the thing is, Claire only knows what Holden told her.
Well, only a piece of it, because that's the
It's
reason why she don't trust him, because she knows that there's more, and he's not
mhm.
willing to drop that intel. And she tried to play him with that. That was the reason why he said what the amount of information he gave in the first place, because of
Yep.
the fact that he didn't want to lose this girl. So he's like, well, listen, let me just give her a little something to chew on so she can stick around. Well, that didn't work.
Yep. And the thing is, unless she gets a hold of who that name is, she's kind of at a dead end. If anything, it would just be hearsay
Mm-hmm.
because she doesn't have any concrete evidence. And plus, for all she knows, Holden could have just made up a whole thing about an art dealer. There probably wasn't an art dealer guy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the part about the writing that gets on my nerves, is the way that it was painted was Audra and Holden were dating,
Mm-hmm.
and they worked for Tucker McCall.
Right.
So for them to pivot and go this angle where they sold like a cashier's check for $500,000, and they had very few interactions until they came back to Genoa City, that it just doesn't make any sense. And I'm wondering, since Mitch is coming into town, he's not going to have many friends, and he's already covered for Audra and covered for Holden. What if you use that to his advantage? Say, I'll steer Claire in a different direction, or I'll give her a phony name, or whatever the case is, and keep your guys' a secret if you help me out. I wonder if we're going to get that sort of arrangement. Because other than that, I don't see Holden and Audra staying on for much longer.
Yeah. I
Do you?
listen. I mean, I don't know, because why not? I just have not been really. I guess for the last couple of weeks, it's just been a snooze fest. So it's hard for me to really like, ooh, think about, okay, can we
Being
go this thing?
invested.
Exactly. Now, what did pique my curiosity is that slap.
Yeah.
And what else piqued my curiosity is this whole thing because Jack was just being stupid. I
Boy.
gotta talk about that. Me and you and I talked about that over this past week, and
Yeah, we do.
and Jack is incredibly dumb. And I'm like, this is why you're about to shut down your entire business just to keep Victor from getting it. And we don't know what could happen. Somebody, Phyllis or anybody could pull the plug. I'm still waiting on this Abbott Chancellor. I mean, not Abbott, Abbott Communications launch. We've been waiting on this launch since forever, right? So when they said when I saw the Monday's episode, or well, Friday and Monday, and it was like, ooh, the launch is tomorrow night. I'm like, okay, great. Maybe on Tuesday we'll get it. Well, I forgot we got Lauren and Michael tomorrow. So now we
Yep.
still gotta wait because okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So going back to Jack Abbott, this man is trying to go underground. He had a meeting with his siblings, his wife, his son, all to discuss about going taking Jabot offline and moving their assets and all of this stuff over to places where the AI system couldn't find it or whatever, right? Now, I remember you saying something about the brick and mortar stores that if they keep that open, but I think they're going dark, period, right?
They said they want to cut off all of their online retailers and keep their brick and mortar stores
Then
open.
they're stupid because
Thank you.
if the brick and mortar stores are open, you still going to attack that AI. Okay, that AI system is going to be like, okay, there's no online access, but let's go through the systems that they have live through the brick and mortar stores. Duh. You know what I
And,
mean?
and and that's the part that didn't make any sense to me because we just saw firsthand what happened to the shadow room. The
Mm-hmm.
way that Victor extracted all of the funds attached to Matt, including that
Girl.
bar.
Well, wait, hold that though. We'll
Gone.
get back to that part. We'll get back. Hold on, girl. So,
But
go ahead.
but Jack feels that, oh, we just cut the online access and that's going to slow Victor down or outsmart Victor. But if the system attacks every part of your corporation, every ounce of that is at risk,
Exactly.
not just your online.
Well, here's
It's
the other problem that makes it even more at risk is his mouth. So
Yeah.
he decides to have a conversation with his enemy's wife, who happens to be his ex. And the reason for this vendetta in the first place, because Victor's still butthurt about what happened in that hotel almost 2 years ago. So he decides to trade information with his ex, Nikki. He didn't say to Diane like, "Listen, I'm gonna try to push the envelope to see what I can get out of Nikki." No, you just have a sidebar conversation. You didn't say nothing to Ashley, Tracy, Billy, nothing. You just went rogue on your own and decided to run your mouth to tell your entire plan to Nikki. Now, granted, she told Jack about him having the AI system, but he's stupid enough to open his mouth about his plan and to actually think that Nikki is going to be able to get a hold to the AI system. Are you serious? She can't. What is she going to do with Victor?
exactly what she hasn't been able to do. Nothing. This man will throw a company, jewelry, cars, anything that will shut her up, and is exactly what she will do. Victor doesn't listen to her or
Mm-mm.
his kids
Mm-mm.
or legal counsel. He likes the sound of his own voice. Jack knows that. So why would he instill any trust in his enemy's wife? That's who she is.
Yeah.
And you know what the biggest part about all of this? He made Diane look smart.
If I was Diane, I would be hotter than fish grease. First of all,
Oh, she was.
she, yeah, but she got over it really quickly. It seemed she was
Mhm.
mad for a minute, but then it was like, oh, you know. But I'm like, how dare you? First of all, this is a plan for us to save this company. This is an international cosmetics company that you're planning to take underground or whatever, and you go and you tell the enemy's wife, who happens to be your ex.
Yeah, and who's the center point of all things why Victor wants to get revenge on you.
Exactly. Girl.
And let's keep in mind, she does not care about what happens to the Abbott company or none of them over there.
Nope.
She doesn't.
Nope.
She just keeps saying that, oh, I keep telling Victor not to do it, and I'm going to try to get through to him, as if that's ever worked.
Okay.
Because anytime Victor went after him,
Mm-hmm.
she just sat there quiet, making excuses for Victor.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question, which takes us to one of our segments. Maybe Noah should get the gold. That platinum maybe need to go to Jack for simping. Like you said, Bree, and I
Mm-hmm.
think you said this over the past week. Nikki knew that this man, her husband, had this system and said nothing to Jack. Nothing.
Yep.
This is your friend, supposedly. You tell him after the fact, down the road, but and Jack was stupid for telling his plans to her. But this girl, this woman, when she found out that her husband is wielding this against his company, first taking down, Lord, now I gotta draw the blank. What's that guy named Kane? First taking
And
down Kane, and now coming after Jabot. You said nothing. Kane warned him. Kane had another
exactly.
conversation with them at the bar. And I like the fact that he's indifferent at this point. He's like, listen, maybe this is the best thing that this happened. He can do with his kids, which I still think, you give away $1 billion for Lily only to appease your kids. Your kids they would have got over it, like Phyllis told him. But
I got a lot to say.
yeah, I know. But Jack and Diane tried to give him grief, and it's like, here we go with this niece situation, and it's like, come on, y'all chose to go there.
Exactly. It was not a summons, no subpoena.
Mm-mm.
Y'all got on your own planes, private jets, and got your outfits together. Y'all made a conscious decision to go. Y'all could have just let Victor go.
Mm-hmm.
That was always a choice. There were some
Mm-hmm.
people who really didn't even need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was the purpose of Devon being there?
Mm-hmm.
Abby, Chance, even like they're. I'm so sick of them bringing up niece as if these are not adults who made a choice and decision like they do in their everyday lives to go somewhere. They
Mm-hmm.
had always had a choice. Same way Victoria said no. Other people had said no to going. So they need to find something else to whine about. But going back to what you're saying about Jack, I'm going to put Jack in gold and put Noah in platinum,
Okay.
personally speaking,
Gotcha.
because Noah was about to take pharmaceuticals to protect Sienna. This man is still in the line of fire, injuries and all for Sienna. Like the
Yeah.
coma didn't do any justice. The fact that his mother was crying for a better part of 5 years about all her children, her life circumstances, and crying at his bedside, everything about what was going on with him, driving his parents crazy, and he still wants to worry about Sienna. So for me, he gets platinum. Jack has always just been dumb, but the way that Diane had to get him together, he made her look smart and actually the one with the business savvy. That is crazy to me.
I mean, it shouldn't have took that. And then here's the other thing. Then because I do see somebody in the comment section want us to go further in depth about the whole Kane and Phyllis and that situation, which we will.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just got started probably in the last 20 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So I mean, my whole thing when Adam came up there, because here you go again. Why would you even give Adam a heads up? Tell your father, by the way, better luck next time. Don't tell him
Right.
nothing. He get on my
Right.
jack is just. I was like, why? You can't
He
as my dad used to say, you can't hold water.
and if I ever go to Vegas, I'm taking Jack. He'll always show his hand. He'll always show what cards he's playing with. He, how was he a CEO of a major beauty company?
Well, that's what they were saying about Ridge, and I think
But
the Nepo baby.
yeah, they
That's
operating with the same brain cells.
you validating everything Victor has been saying about you for years. That you have no business sense, and you got that company because your daddy gave it to you.
Yeah, just
Kane is
this
more of a
is
businessman. I mean, before this whole debacle, but in order for him to create a business from scratch that yield multi billions of dollars, all Jack is doing is maintaining. What else are you doing to grow this business? You're about to tank it.
exactly. And your family's following your lead as if it's supposed to make any sense. And the interesting part is Kyle and Diane had their own discussion. They don't think it's a good idea.
I mean, think
Kyle
about
and
it,
Diane.
Bree. It's not. It's got to be. I don't know what other way, but you're about to pretty much. It's just like, let me think. Who's a major makeup company right now?
Oh, Maybelline and
Okay.
L'Oreal.
So just say you took one of those big companies and they're saying, well, we're going to go dark for 3 months. There's not going to be any online sales. We're going to pull out of the main box stores and all of that. People going to be like, dang, what happened? What's going on? It's going to shake your customers, your customer base. Because they're going to be like, okay, what happened? Did they go out of business? And then they might move on to somebody else. Because remember, Jack said like 3 months.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a
That's
long
that
time.
they might as well just close up the business because for one, that affects all of your employees and their bottom line because then they would have to continue to downsize. And then what happens if they lose profits in stores too because they have to cut down on manufacturing, all these different things? There's a lot of like pieces I don't think he consider. It's always about trying to get one up on Victor.
Yeah, somebody
And
said something in the chat. Who was that? Oh, you Texas 94. Welcome in. Seem like you're a newbie. Welcome to our chat. Um, They say it's just bad writing because that doesn't make any sense. A company shutting down to go dark for 3 months.
yeah, that makes absolutely no sense. And how long has Victor had the AI software? What, about a month and a half now?
Girl, yeah, somewhere back in like maybe early November.
Okay.
And we're now coming up on the middle of well, getting at tail of the what's it? Wait a minute, the 12th is this week. So we're coming up on like the second week of December. So he had it about a little over a month, just like you said.
And on top of that, Nikki, Victoria, Adam knew he had the software. If
His
they cared
mm-hmm.
about the app, it's like they pretend they do. Wouldn't they give him a heads up? Why is it the person that everyone wants to blame, Kane, for all their problems and issues, is the one who warns the Abbotts about the software and actually
Right.
wants to do something about it?
Exactly.
So they're good. And this is the same people who knew there was a way to escape out of Nice
Mm-hmm.
and didn't say anything.
Well, I mean, the thing is, what's really driving Victor in this whole thing, yes, Niece is a small part of it. He's just still
Hmm.
butthurt about what happened in that hotel. He keep bringing it up.
And yet his wife is still friends with that same man. What does that say about your wife?
Girl, all I know is I want to see what, because then with him, with Nikki knowing what's going on, she gonna start acting funny around Victor, and Victor ain't stupid. Okay, or she gonna say something because she's not thinking, and Victor's like, well, wait a minute, what did you mean you Jack said this, that, and the third? Is he planning on doing something? Tell me the truth. And you know she gonna crack. And as for
Yeah.
Adam, it's going to actually kind of validate whatever Nikki is acting funny about, because Adam is going to come back to his father and say, I ran into Jack and Diane on the way out, and they had this really smug look on their face, and they said, better luck next time. What does that mean? Oh boy, Jack Abbott is up to something. You want them to fall on their face. Don't tell them anything.
And didn't Adam tell Phyllis that they already had people on the inside of
Yes.
Jabot and they already got the
Yes.
intel that they're going to be closing down the online
Well,
like?
I don't. He just Adam don't know the nuances of what they're doing, but from what I remember with the conversation with Phyllis, he said that they got insiders over at Jabot that's saying that there's some movement going on, and Adam was going to try to find out what. So you still got moles in your company right now.
And he's actually utilizing his money and his power the correct way, because this is the same person who found out that Jill was a private investor for Abbott Communications too. That's supposed to be a secret.
Yep.
So the Abbotts are just slipping. These are terrible businessmen.
My thing is, didn't they get rid of? Okay, from what I understand, they got rid of the original molds that was in there earlier this year. They,
Supposedly.
supposedly. And you mean to tell me they still got insiders over at Jabot too?
Yeah, and then on top of that, isn't well, I don't think Michael's working on that. He was working on the stuff regarding Noah. Never mind. But even still, the fact that you got people who are not loyal to you that will gladly take a Newman check over a Jabot Abbott check
Right.
says a lot. That they don't trust how you guys do business.
Yep. All right. Let's kind of touch on the whole thing with Phyllis and Adam and Kane, because I know Gail was wanting us to talk about that one.
Speaking
So,
of poor writing,
speaking of poor writing, we first see a conversation happening between Adam and Phyllis. And Phyllis is like, listen, I need Jabot to be whole. When is this going to go down? What's the plan? I made a deal. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't understand. Don't y'all see what happened to other people in this town? Or do y'all expect each other, when you make a deal with Victor, it's just going to go differently? That's the definition of insanity. Doing this, watching or doing the same thing over and over again and expect different result. So you seen what happened to Lily. You seen what happened to Kyle. Audra recently made a deal, and then turn around. Lily made another deal, and it blew up in her face with Victor. And Phyllis, who she hates, who she has a bad history with, you still go over there and make a deal with Victor and expect him to uphold it.
of all people, and
Girl,
you see the way you hand the software to him. You had the power in your
hands.
and you trusted Victor.
Girl, she went to the person who she thought had the most power, and that's why they go to this man, not realizing that Victor is always going to look out for his own interests. He don't care about you. You bring him the gold, he's going to spend it on himself.
She could have extracted funds. She could have destroyed Newman if she wanted to. Why did she need to go to Victor, of all things? Because she has the tech savvy to wipe her hands clean of this.
Yep.
So going to Victor to get a whole other person's company, that made no sense. And this is the same woman who had an opportunity with Nick to have her own company funded. He said, whatever you want to do, I'll fund it.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have to go through all these links.
Yep, she had the
And
AI program in her hand. It's kind of like what Audra did. Audra did the exact same thing. I mean, Tucker McCall gave her a whole company, all the power she could wield with Tucker McCall's empire. And what did she do? She gave it to Victor.
Which was crazy. It was fully funded.
Yep.
Hers free and clear. He made that. I can go back to that episode. He said free and clear.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, you want to get one over on him. I'm going to go to Victor. And then he gave you a job position when you could have been owner.
Yep.
That's crazy to me. And the terrible writing part of this is I actually didn't mind the chemistry between Phyllis and Kane. Like the buildup was really great,
Mm-hmm.
and it had potential. So for them to basically do a whole year storyline, because this started at the beginning of this year, leading up to where we're at now. He went from being the smartest of all of them to be the richest of all the people in Genoa City to be broke.
Well, shout out to Lachelle Wallace 59, another new name I haven't seen in the chat. Welcome in.
Hi.
She said any regular rich person would have had all kind of diversified portfolios, and I would have probably engaged in all kind of mergers and acquisitions and would have a defense mechanism in place. I don't think Kane is broke. I think he got some money sitting somewhere that the AI didn't get a hold to. He just his companies are collapsing, but I still think he got some cash stashed.
I hope so. And Michelle, how is it? Here's this woman. She has more business sense than Jack and Billy combined.
Who said that? Somebody said that in the chat. Hold on. Exactly what you're saying. U Texas 94, is Phyllis a better business person than Jack?
No, this woman had a whole hotel to herself, and she gave that away.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Cause she wanted to be over at Jabot to chase Diane around.
like she went from having a company to having a job and getting fired from the job. Like none of these women want to be owners.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like no one wants to be owner. And actually, it's not even a man or woman thing. It's the stupidity. You have Billy taking a back seat to his own company.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand people within this town.
Yeah, I mean, and then Jenna was asking, how did Kane find out that Phyllis is getting Jabot from Victor? Because that was surprising to me too. How did he know that?
Remember, he had someone follow her.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I think she's always been followed.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he pops up conveniently wherever she's at. Like, how would he know that she was at Neil's bar?
That is true. That's true. So maybe that's what it is. Whoever he got following her. Well, but see, the thing is, that conversation happened at Victor's house. So I don't recall any scenes where she had a conversation where the public could hear her say something about that. So how would they, you know what I'm saying? How would that information get back?
You, I don't know, but I don't know if he put the pieces together, but I remember he hired someone to have her followed because he
Mm-hmm.
knew that she went over to Victor. He put the pieces together that she got the AI software and gave it to him. And he had her followed pretty much every which way that she went to. He never trusted her.
Mm-hmm.
And he made it very convenient for him to be at the right place at the right time so he can try to get information out of her. So this, I just wish we didn't have to go through this wild goose chase for a whole year. I would have loved if the writers just left him a multi-billionaire and attack Victor's company and leave him penniless and leave him in the Newmans to try to figure things out. Like something, it
Mm-hmm.
would have been more interesting to watch
Yeah, I
than this.
agree. I agree. So
I'm like,
going back to that whole thing, Kane shows up and it just becomes who's lying to who. Because Kane is trying to call out both of them, first her, and then, of course, Adam and Victor having the AI program, and he's still lying that they don't have it. And it's like, dude, come on. Is who else would have took it out and why on Kane? Come on now.
exactly.
And you
It,
know
it
Phyllis took it. And then there's this conversation between him and Phyllis, and she's still lying about not taking it. And he's like,
which
look,
is
just tell me the truth, and then let's do something different together. And she's like, nope. So she got more allegiance with Victor, who's we all know he's going to screw her over.
yeah, yep. And
So,
I like Josh Griffin, whoever is part of the writing team. Whoa, why this route? This is just not even remotely interesting. Like, there was all this buildup pretty much for absolutely nothing because you also write it to where this man is just happy with losing his fortune that he built, his legacy that he built for his kids. And I'm glad that Diana pointed out, was like, you're happy with that? Like, oh, I guess it's okay. I mean, I get to, you know, have my family and blah, 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 blah. That's fine, I guess. But you're leaving a lot of people unemployed. And on top of that, you allowed Victor to knock you down.
mm-hmm.
And you want to have your vendetta against Phyllis and not Victor, who who destroyed your company with the software that you created. I'm like, and you're not an intelligent person to create like safety precautions in case someone were to get a hold of your software. Like, why didn't you give that to Amanda, who put the software together for you? Or
Yeah.
maybe that might be his saving grace.
Girl, I don't know. Every time I'm looking at that picture in the upper right hand corner with the three of them, Lily and Kane and Phyllis, and because they had this whole back and forth about, you know, anyway, this this man threw away billions of dollars because of her. We don't even
Yeah,
know what these kids are thinking. We never see them. All we know is what Lily is saying. How do we know that she's even exaggerating? Now, we do hear phone calls, but it's never about, oh my God, I hate dad. Now, I think we did see on the train, he tried to reach out to the kids. That was months ago when the thing
right.
first came out and they were pissed. But I don't see 20-year-olds staying mad for long when you find out that your dad is a billionaire.
Multi-billionaire.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think Phyllis was right when she confronted Lily. She's like, "Look, you're projecting your issues with Kane onto your kids." I believe that because these are grown children. So if they felt the way about their dad, they would have said something.
Mm-hmm.
They are the way that Lily's making it seem is like they're crying day in and day out about what's going on with their dad and the things that he's done. But yet, at the same time, they idolize Victor Newman.
But you know what? Here's the
I
thing.
idolize.
It's just not realistic for a woman like Lily to say, I need you to throw away all your money in order for everybody to be happy, and I might give you a chance. I don't know too many women that would find out that their ex is a billionaire who they got kids with. I mean, look at what Leslie did with Eva, and that girl's almost 30. She like, listen, you deserve to be up in here and all this stuff. We know, and Leslie is a hot mess, okay? But it's soapy drama. But Lily, on the other hand, is like, oh no, how dare you go out there and make multi billions of dollars? Are you crazy? That man was
Like,
on his purpose. He said that he wanted to build this for his kids, and you tell him to throw it away?
like you made that money with Colin. I can't trust that money. I can't. Like you
But you can
lied to
trust.
us for
She's so hypocritical.
years.
Girl, that's why we have a Lily Award. Because this is the
Yeah,
same chick who would kiss the ring of Victor Newman once, twice, three, how many other times? Come on. And Victor is as crooked as they come.
yeah. And you trust how he does business?
Girl, mm-mm.
I'm like, this man was trying to get Chancellor for you. He said that they can team up and continue to build a legacy. Like, she could have been a billionaire along with her brother.
Yeah, they could have made
And
that work.
exactly, but instead she wants to work for her brother
And
as
my
an
thing
employee.
is, she playing tiddlywinks with her own emotions. You listen, Damien could still be alive right now if she wasn't dangling this man as a carrot in front of Kane and Carter. He allowed himself
Yeah,
to be dangled, but at the same time, before you sleep with Damien, you fantasizing about sleeping with Kane.
yep. And was his girlfriend for 24 hours. Well,
Girl,
actually, probably less than that.
ooh,
And
child.
you see how this woman was all up around Amy, like, oh, you're part of the family, and we love you, Amy, and blah, blah, blah. But you had no respect or care in the world for her son, though.
And I hate that the writers let that slide because when Nate got that phone call from Niece about exactly what happened, for a split second he was pissed at Lily about this. And then it just
Yep,
went away.
yep. Just what terrible writing. I know you do like an end of the year
Oh
thing.
God, yes.
I boy, we so much to dissect with the year. Just I did not like any of this. Like these are loose end storylines that is going nowhere, absolutely
Mhm.
nowhere.
Mhm.
But back to the Phyllis and Kane part of this whole thing, like. So I guess the thing that they're moving forward with is Kane and Lily, I guess, are working their way back together because this week he's asking her on a date. So he's happy to have lost his billions, but gets to have a date with Lily.
Girl, as I said, he got old Xboxolitis, and he ain't recovered yet from 6 years ago. I'm girl, and I sent a post. I don't know. I should post it in this chat.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second. Let me see if I can transfer it. I might have deleted it, but I know it's in the chat. That I sent the what was that? I gotta scroll and find it. Remember that post I sent about what they were saying on Soap social media about Kane?
Oh yes,
Let me see if I
yes, I
can,
remember you said that.
because I know it's a lot of chats from us having multiple conversations. I'm just trying to see if I can scroll back and find it, and then I could share
I
it. Do you go ahead?
I think if you go to like the pictures, um, I can see if I can try to find it real quick. But yeah, that was just a perfect breakdown as to what we've been seeing thus far. And I can't
Oh, I got it.
even.
I found it. I found it. I found it. Go ahead, girl.
Okay. Like I can't even like fault them for what they said. Is the truth. Like the complete breakdown of the Kane character is like, why did you guys bring him back just for him to fall flat on his face? And then you also try to recreate history. He has 3 kids, not just 2.
Mm-hmm.
And when he and Lily broke up, she was in jail. And they're painting this man as this evil man who built an empire with his father prior to him passing. He did the Bitcoin or investing or whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
And he made his fortune. And they're demonizing this man, but yet kiss the ring of Victor Newman.
Right.
Just
and then
crazy.
he go over there, I concede, and let's make a deal. Now you want to make a deal with the same man who just tore up your company. Girl, I'm like, come on, y'all.
Just weak. Like I concede, like you got it. Just buy my company for pennies on a dollar, and I'll make what I can do with it. Really?
Okay, so I got the post on the screen, you guys. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm overlapping the Y&R one. All right, so if you can't see it, maybe you're up or you're driving while you're listening to us, please be careful. Or if you're moving about the house, I will read it for you. So I did find this post on Reddit, I think it was, and the Young and the Restless have a Reddit page, and somebody posted, why are they making Kane into such a wuss? And it goes on to say the writers had a chance to make the show interesting again, but instead they turned Kane, aka Billy Flynn, the ruthless billionaire tycoon, into a total wuss. I came here to admit defeat. You won, Victor. I came here to surrender. Seriously? You put us through months of that ridiculous maze storyline, and this is the anticlimactic ending. Let smug Victor Newman win yet again. So boring, so predictable, and such a letdown. So, writers, if you're listening to this, that's what a lot of some of us think about this whole thing that's been going on since December of last year when you originally brought Damien on and Holden, and then following up with this whole thing in the summer with Nice and Kane Ashby. There you go. Go ahead, Bree.
Yeah. No lies detected. You know how we say that Brad Bell loves the Logans?
Mm-hmm.
I think Josh Griffin, he loves Victor Newman. Like Victor has not received not one consequence.
Nope.
Not one.
Not at all. Not at all. Bree, you still there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm still
You
here.
got quiet. I'm like, are you still there, girl?
Had to take a sip of water. Sorry, y'all.
I mean, it's just, y'all built us up. Y'all brought a new great actor over to take over the role of Kane Ashby with Billy Flynn, only to do this. To do this. Jack looks weak. Holden definitely. Kyle is running around trying to chase Claire around town. Now you got Kane. What are y'all doing over there?
There's like no like men who can think for themselves. They're motivated by either a woman, by box. Actually, correction, by women who do not want them.
Yep.
Who either chew them up and spit them out and do not want them.
Mm-hmm.
writers, you got to really get it together. I'm really trying to think of, because I like the Emmys.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot see any storyline or any character that would be a highlight for this year.
Nope.
I mean, I think Keish and I had came up with like a couple. I think Haley Aaron should get nominated. I think the stuff that happened with Tracy and Phyllis and Sharon about the Laurent storyline. I thought that was actually a really good one. I think they'll get nominated for that. But that was back in January, February this year.
Yep. So
It's a lot of loose ends, and then you guys are rewriting in between the couple of months at a time, like the Holden and Audra storyline, and then the stuff going on with Mariah. That was ridiculous. She did it. She didn't do
girl,
it. She did
listen,
it. She
we
didn't.
gonna break down. I'm gonna do the best and the worst on these soaps.
Yeah,
BTG is
we
gonna
having
probably have
best.
more good than bad, but these other ones, oh yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
and writers, the producers, whoever is listening, we know y'all listen. Please, like, we want to be
Wait.
really invested in the show.
Okay, we got a question from Lachelle again. She said, "Can you tell me, didn't Lily say thank you to Victor for launching the software against Kane?"
Yes, she
Girl,
did. Yes, she did.
Kane, you need to hear this. You trying to
Yeah.
take a woman on a date who thanked the man that destroyed your. Okay, I'm done.
She made a personal visit to Victor's house, and she's like, "Well, did you take the software?" Victor, of course, didn't say anything. "Well, I know you did, and I want to thank you. I'm going to get the man back that I always loved. Just make sure you don't go after Winters." He's not thinking about y'all.
Oh my god.
Like, and all it does is it validates him going after Cade. You're happy that your kids don't have a legacy?
Girl. Ooh. Woo.
Once again, it's all about you.
Oh
So
my
you can get the
god.
man that so you can get the man that you want, but you're happy your kids don't have a legacy. Pitiful.
Wow. Girl, that was enough. We covered an entire hour.
Yeah.
Oh my
It,
god, girl. Mm, All I can say is
pitiful.
Yeah,
You're happy
I can't
your
believe
kids
this
don't have a
man is
legacy.
thirsting after the same woman who thanked the man for destroying your legacy. Oh my god.
Her children's
Her
legacy at
children's
that.
legacy. Remember, at some point, your kids are gonna have grandkids. So any generations after that, because multi billions can last for generations.
Yeah.
Multi billions can last for generations. So your entire lineage, what you wanted to come from who? Devon, and that he giving that to Dom. He ain't thinking about Maddie and
Thank
Charlie.
you. Exactly. Like, he'll take care. He'll give his little niece and nephew something, but not like Dom is going to get that whole empire. And what part is it that she's not understanding? She's still an employee. She's not even an owner of Winters.
Girl, listen, them kids once they get their bearings back, they're gonna be like, wait a minute, you did what? Girl, I don't know who worse, her
Yeah.
or Vanessa.
Vanessa's is a special case. Special victims unit
Your whole
case.
man, you don't even know that we go listen. She don't even know that the man that she's sleeping with, that she bringing up into Dougie Fresh's house, is the same man
Yep.
that unalived him. And you pushing your kids away from town so because you got igmatized.
Yeah. He doing something to that little girl. Not little girl, but he
Mm-hmm.
he just tearing things up. Brooke would be moving mountains to have a man like that.
Lord have mercy, girl. All right, let's go on the bowl, girl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so another what's on this show is to me is Finn is just he give me the ick, and I know that's a Gen Z term, but he give me at this point I'm just like ugh. You just go
Yeah.
along to get along.
Yeah,
Oh well, it just
I trust
helped.
my wife.
I trust my wife. Oh, so she thinks for you too, huh? I'm surprised she don't do the surgeries and stuff for you either.
Oh, didn't remember she dictated who he should help and who he should not help. Remember that?
Who he should give his medical services to and not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just.
I got a quick question for you thinking about that. Have you ever heard of this new social media buzz about the black cat and the um golden retriever theory in
Mm-mm.
relationships? Girl, I found
No.
out about it a couple days ago. So the golden retriever is the one that's overcompensating in the relationship. And the black cat in
Oh.
the relationship is the one that's pretty much independent. They really, it's almost like they're there, but it's the opposite of the golden retriever aspect of the relationship. Steffi is the black cat, and Finn is the golden retriever in this
Oh,
situation.
without question. He will do as she says. He will never think for him. The only time he thought for himself and was manly, I guess you can say, was anytime she ran away from him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Anyway,
yeah,
so we kind of started out the week with which that went nowhere. Which I'm like, writers, what was that for? Well, we had what's that
Miss
girl,
Dillon,
Miss Dillon, confessing about running over
Luna.
Luna, and so and then it just ended right there, and we didn't see no more. I'm like, what was that for?
I think I know what that was for.
Where they going with it, I should say.
They, I don't, and like I said, this is how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I do not trust the bold writers. Same way I don't trust the spoilers because they lie all the time. I think Luna's coming back for February.
I mean, it's
Why?
possible.
My thing is, why would they loop Miss Dillon of all people? If they already ruled it an accident, why even bring her up into conversation saying that she did it?
Okay, I
And
can you take a pause for a second, Bree?
yeah.
Melissa Spencer said, "I'm surprised Steffi doesn't hold for Finn in the bathroom to make sure he aims at the toilet and doesn't hit the floor." I just, and so I saw people cracking up about it in the chat, and I'm like, "What did Melissa say?"
Oh my gosh. Keisha, if you're listening, I know that's your girl.
Melissa. Oh my gosh, that
She
is
probably
funny.
does. She probably does. I mean, she'll tell him when to answer because there was like some stuff I saw for season 36. If anyone's watched that season on YouTube, the way that she was dictating what this man can and cannot do was just crazy to me. And he was like, "Yes, I love Steffi. Anything that she wants. I'm not going to do anything." I'm just like, do you
Mm-mm.
have a backbone at all?
Exactly.
And I think he was also used to it because of Lee too.
Girl, I don't
Some
know.
things are just learned behavior.
That was funny that Melissa said that shit. She probably like, look, I'm gonna need you to stand right here. Let me hold it because I want to make sure that you don't want that you don't make a mess.
No lies detected,
I
Melissa.
hope you didn't forget your thought, but I had to like in kind of like throw it because I didn't want that to get by. The people were already cracking up about it in the chat. So,
Yeah. What was I talking about? I was talking about
Miss, you was
Miss
talking about
Dillon.
Luna and February sweeps.
Yeah, because the thing that was surfacing online, I think I showed you guys in a group chat. That same night, there
Mhm.
was a person who took a shower in front of Will's thing, and I didn't understand like why they were highlighting people taking a shower at his place. But
Mhm.
that same night, the girl who took that shower left her clothes. Luna stole those clothes. So if Miss Dillon thought and also the girl had long hair, same complexion as Luna too, same height, everything. If that girl had wet clothes and there was nothing else around, I can see her taking Luna's jumper, her jail jumper,
Mhm.
since Luna took her clothes. So the only person who saw what she had on was Will, who was in the house.
Mhm.
So if Miss Dillon thought she hit Luna because the girl had the jumpsuit on, I can see why and they said that she was like unrecognizable. So they
How
presumed it was
how
her.
does a hit and run makes you unrec? Did she run over the girl's face or something?
I
How does that
guess,
make
like,
you
I don't know, unless,
unrecognizable? I could see in a fire.
but I guess, like, the impact could have caused it, or like and that's the thing too. They're not giving any description. They didn't
Yeah.
say that Finn or Sheila identified the body, or Poppy identified the body. Nothing. They just said like, oh yeah, it was Luna, and we found her, and she's gone, and that was it.
Mhm.
But it could have very well have been that girl who took a shower that got hit.
Yeah,
Because it's
I
like,
don't know.
why would they bring that girl on?
Yeah, obviously it's for something. You know what I mean? So, like you say, it could lead onto the fact that maybe, the person was unrecognizable. What we saw with the headlights, maybe Luna avoided it and the girl was right behind
Exactly.
her. And so Luna got away somehow, and she's
Yeah.
hiding out or whatever, and then she'll pop up later. We'll see. But
Yeah.
yeah, so probably going back to what we were talking about in this particular thing with Miss Dillon, obviously that's what that's about. And maybe Miss Dillon hit somebody else and not, Luna. So, all right. Let's talk about this other thing before we dive into the Eric and Ridge situation. Is this thing with Sheila wanting to go? First of all, she's trying to get in the good graces of Deke, and then she wants to come to the wedding of Hope and Liam's, and yeah, that's not gonna happen. I mean, even Beth doesn't want you there. So
I'm like, is she gonna go after the baby? Like, I wonder who's gonna deliver that news to her. If Deacon's gonna tell his wife, well, they don't want you over there.
let me
Or
ask
who
you a
said it
question.
specifically?
And this is going to be hard because Deacon is the father of the bride, so it's not like he going to sit home and babysit Sheila. He got to
Mm-hmm.
go. And
I
then
agree.
there is a conversation in the previews with her and Taylor, and she's like, I need to, and I'm going to this wedding. Taylor like, I don't think that would be crazy for you to go to that wedding. She was like, you calling crazy. Um, yeah, I have a feeling that she gonna crash that wedding, and it's gonna be a whole problem.
You think she's gonna crash?
I mean, that would be the dramatic effect. I'm
You, you might be onto something because the wedding itself is supposed to be for a couple of days.
right. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, I just think this thing is overblown when it comes to Sheila because yes, she did keep the secret about Luna being alive, But the other thing is y'all let Lee slide. So I mean, they're holding. Oh, she's never changed. She's the same person. She wasn't the one that made this girl come alive. She helped. She did help Lee. I mean, I got to go back and think about all of the things that she participated in. She kept that secret. And granted, like I said in previous videos, Deacon didn't want to talk about nothing related to Luna at all. And now all of a
Yeah.
sudden you should have told me. Whatever. So I don't
It's
know.
like,
Do you think that they're being hard on her for not coming to the wedding? I don't think she'll bother anybody. She'll be all up on the Deacon so much.
I think that they're going to honor their daughter's requests
Mm-hmm.
because that girl said that she was uncomfortable with Sheila in the story. If they're going to honor, you know, their daughter's wishes and make sure
Mm-hmm.
that she's comfortable on that day.
Mm-hmm.
If they go to El Jardino and that's Sheila's territory, they brought it upon themselves. But if they have the opportunity to, you know, say, hey, we want to try to keep it within our family. My daughter feels uncomfortable and she doesn't want her there. That's how it's going to be. It has to be respected. And I think Taylor's going to try to bring that to Sheila's attention. But I think Sheila has just always just been impatient.
Well, according to
Especially,
Melissa, she said that Deacon is supposed to tell Sheila tomorrow that she isn't invited.
mm,
So how is she gonna? She's just gonna
she
have.
just
She
got to
need to
deal with
just
it.
sit this one out. You can't
She
force yourself onto these people.
Right. And it's the same thing that happened when it came to when she wanted to try to get have a relationship with Finn. She would pop up to the house whenever she wanted because there was no security, as much as Steffi was crying about Sheila's dangerous and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
She was popping up. She was trying to pop up at his work any chance that she got because she was impatient.
Mm-hmm.
And we see where Luna gets it from, and it was the same
Mm-hmm.
thing when it came to Hayes. And now this is going to be no different. Yes, you're his wife of a couple of years, but if it still takes some time, it's just going to have to take some time. You either you love your husband, and this is his daughter's wishes, his granddaughter's wishes at that. Respect it if you love him, and you change,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly.
So Jan RS6IM. Boy, I see a lot of new names in the chat.
Yeah.
Welcome in. She said, I know it's a soap, but wedding vows should mean something. If the child doesn't want Sheila there, she said Deacon should stay home with her.
Well, I'm gonna say um, this is probably the only wedding he's able to walk his daughter down the aisle. Think about all the weddings she's had. She's never had Deacon walk her down the aisle. So I
Well,
don't think he would miss this opportunity just because of Sheila. And Sheila has her reputation because of her own actions. So I I think if she loves her husband and so grateful to get another chance with him after keeping the stuff about Luna a secret, be patient. Rest in your femininity. Get your nails done, all 8 of them, 8 toes.
right. Oh, run the
And
restaurant. The restaurant ain't gonna close just because he's at a wedding. Do a
ex-
karaoke night or something. Something.
exactly. And that would show that she has changed.
But she's definitely gonna take offense to this. There's another new name, Ramon Carter 3121. Beth is not ordained, so this is not a legal wedding. In the preview, she's standing there by herself with no minister or Carter. This is a farce.
Carter's at the wedding in the pictures.
No, she said with no minister or Carter. He said, I'm
Hmm.
sorry.
Well, here's the thing: they didn't Douglas officiate their
Girl,
wedding before.
maybe that's why they don't last. They got all these kids officiating weddings and stuff. And Jenna was
Oh,
like, this is kind of stupid to have this big wedding when they've already been married twice. This is the third time. They should do
well, they
like
had,
Brooke and Ridge, have Carter do a little thing in the office and call it a day.
they really could have done that. They've had several weddings, actually. Weddings, but like as far as marriages, this is I think their fourth marriage.
Hmm. Look,
And
I'm looking at the chat, girl. 2BZ6B. Wow. Hello, all y'all newbies. Maybe Deacon and Sheila can pop up via Skype and do their well wishes.
there's an idea.
Yeah. I mean, Jill Abbott do it all the time.
Okay. She's been doing that for the past couple of years.
Right.
She will quickly get on a Zoom call.
Exactly.
That's a great idea. Do the FaceTime, do the Zoom call, and she can be a part of the wedding, but virtually. It's something you got to take what you can get.
I agree with that. That
But
would have been cool.
yeah, but respect the wishes, and that would actually show that she's changed.
That is true. That is true. Then we had a little bit of a moment between Deacon and Taylor. Now Taylor, she's like she trying to restrain herself. Deacon was like, let's he had this stupid little comment talking about let's get dirty. I'm like, okay, whatever. But they're definitely trying to slow burn this thing. They're waiting for Sheila to screw up again to give them an
Uh,
excuse to put Deacon and Taylor together, which I'm not. Even though I'm sorry, J Money, I know that you are a what is that? Taycon family. I mean family. Taycon fan, but no, not me. Mm-mm.
yeah, I'm sorry, J Money. I can't get on board with this. And once again, nothing to do with the actors. It's just I would have been all for this pairing had it been the Krista Allen. And I say that especially after watching season 36. It made me such like I was rooting for Taylor and Deacon then. I cannot do
Right.
the same thing now.
Right. It was Krista. Krista had that type of chemistry, and the way she looked at him on the other side of that bar, it was just like, dang, that would have been the perfect. Even if she was still around, and they decided to circle her back from Ridge over to Deacon, even now, it would have definitely been a good fit.
Ron Julian, I haven't seen that name in a minute. He said, "Good evening, ladies. Is Jay Money around?" I think he's off doing some stuff. He's been working behind the scenes doing different things for himself. It says, "Also, do you ladies see a baby daddy storyline for Sheila Carter, or did she
A baby
pass
daddy
the stage?
storyline.
Or did she pass the stage of menopause? She been past that." Um,
She's almost 60.
Yeah, she. Plus, I don't think she would. I don't think Sheila Carter would want to have any kids. She want to be grandma. Actually, her grandchild is in her supposedly was in her 20s. So
I mean, she got
yeah,
5 kids already that are adults.
yeah, she need to be looking for her other kids. Let
Right.
alone trying to have more.
Right. I mean, Luna, Lucy, Hayes. Who was her other grandchildren? Just those three? Yeah, that's it for right
Luna,
now.
Lucy.
And
Hey,
Hayes.
yeah, that's it.
Yep, that's it. All right,
But she
girl.
got
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, but she has other children. That would have been a great way to get us some fresh storylines. Have one of her other children come back and help Luna or something.
Girl, they don't know how to write over there. Ew, whatever. No shade. Exactly.
Menopausing, no shame.
We gotta talk about the shade that Ridge gave to Eric because I don't know nobody in their right mind who throws a retirement party for someone that don't know that they're retiring.
Boy, the the fans were tearing Ridge apart online. And I loved every bit of it because how are you going to tell the man who founded the company, yeah, you need to sit down, shut up, and be over there, basically? Who creates a retirement party and the person don't even know about it?
I mean, they had cakes, plates, forks, everything, and told everybody in the company but him and Donna. So you know that was you were being shady, because if this was on the level, you would have said, "Hey, pops, you know what? It's about that time. So you know what we gonna do? I think you should consider this. We planning on maybe throwing you something together, to give you a great send off." No, you sprung this on this man and told everybody else but him and his wife. So you knew what you were doing wasn't on the up and up.
Yep. Everybody's on edge. Steffi was on edge. Brooke was on edge. And you saw Brooke had her assistant bring like 5 balloons, that dry cake, and some sparklers. It's like, oh, the party's ready. Like, this is your send off to this man
Girl,
in his office.
just insane. I mean, okay, so there's two sides to this. In Ridge's mind, he's thinking like, you know what, my dad is working so hard. I just went through a whole crisis with him a year or two ago. He was on his way out. I don't want him coughing up blood again like he did in 2023. And, I want to make sure that this man can just enjoy the rest of his life. But you don't get to make that decision for someone. I
Right.
understand that you're caring about his health, but at the end of the day, it's his decision. It's his company.
Exactly. And he's an owner. So he really doesn't have to ask for any permission from
Don't
us.
he
So
share equal amount of stock with Steffi?
Steffi and Ridge, and Thomas has 5%. So this man who founded this company, who basically birthed everybody in that building, shouldn't have to ask for permission to create his collection. Go through Ridge, like, oh, let me show Ridge and see if he will allow me to work there. What?
Girl, wait, here's the thing. And he's not even trying to run the company. He just want to design.
Right.
He just
That
want to
is
get
just
his sketch pad and his pencil and draw dresses. He's not trying to take over the phone calls and logistics and the mailroom and the CEO meetings and all that. He don't want that part. He just want to design.
you Texas 94, my point exactly. Oh, I could hug you through this phone right here. Where are the real Forrester kids?
Yep.
Did they approve of this?
Yeah, and then did you hear Ridge say, we need to make room for other members of the Forrester family? And of course, he mentioned Steffi and Thomas and all them. Oh, and Zende. He did throw Zende in there. But where's his other biological kids? I would think they have some say so in this.
Right.
And
Where
I
is
don't want to, and let me put this out here. I'm not saying anything about adoptive kids, and listen, I'm not going to even go down that rabbit hole. But in this storyline, where is the other members of the family?
in that part right there seems very disingenuous from Ridge, that he's concerned about this man's health, because he also made he puffed up his chest and said, like, I'm ready to take over. It's my turn. I'm ready to take over.
He got an actual, his other son, Rick. Rick is a
Exactly.
Forrester. I mean, and I mean, obviously, I don't know if they would ever bring back the actual actor that played him. But if y'all want to do some recasting, there you go. Right, you Texas, Thorne.
Thorne, Felicia, Kristen. They are also designers and have the capability of running a fashion house, especially since that is their legacy. While we're talking about legacies, why didn't you consult with your other siblings? Because you just consulted Brooke and Seffi,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it.
That was it.
You didn't even have the courtesy to consult Eric's wife, even. And you're talking about, like, oh, you guys can go on trips and, have this time together and blah, 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 blah. This man came to you because he wanted to work with his son, who he's been working side by side in this business. And you're talking about, you want to preserve time with your father.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a way to actually spend time with this man, doing something you both love to do and something he trained you and taught you how to do so well to where you feel confident in running a company.
Mm-hmm.
He did that. He left you a legacy for you to do that. You're going to shut him out?
Exactly.
Insane.
Girl. Oh my goodness. That part was so sad. After, he conceded to Ridge after, oh, I love you too, and all this sort of type of stuff, but he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. And like Sharon Rizzo 2540, welcome in. Saddest part was him grabbing that stapler and closing the lights. Oh my God. I was like, wow. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, I teared up a bit today watching that episode because the thing is, I must give Ridge a little bit of rope.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, especially when you almost lose someone that you love. They're of a particular age, or they were going through a major health issue. You want to try to take any stress away from them, and do what you can to try to keep them here as long as possible. I get that 100%. I was in that position.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you gotta let them have at least that control of how they want to go about their life. Because when you have people who are micromanaging their life, that makes a person feel very small.
Exactly.
And in that scene where he had that stapler, or actually even today's scene, where he sat down grabbing everything, he's looking all around, and the room is dark. That's how he feels when you shut him out.
Girl, listen. Melissa is kind of bringing up something that you were saying in the group chat about maybe Erica start a new fashion house to compete against Forrester Creations and teach Ridge a lesson.
Well, especially since he told Donna, I don't want no one to see these designs. We know Steffi saw them.
Steffi saw them.
And
here's
do
the
know
thing,
that Thomas...
Bree. Here's the thing. The way technology is right now, he could do something online and it'll blow up because everybody enjoys a Forrester piece of art. Obviously he's been around for 38 years, right? So, people would jump on like, "Oh, who is this? This is a nice creation. I like this." Da 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 da. Maybe he'll go under an assumed name or something. I think that would be a cool storyline.
I actually had another thought, and writers, please listen to this so we can bring Matt Atkinson back full time. Since we know that he's coming for the Christmas episodes, the same way he used RJ for his designs, what if he has Thomas make it seem like he created those designs and either have it produced at Forrester, or he creates a fashion house and has Thomas just be the head of it and this funnels all of his designs and make it seem like it's through him. Something. I want him to make Ridge eat his words. Mm-hmm. And plus he would have the funds to start his own company. What if he were to sell off his shares?
2B wants
of
the
course.
credit for it. 2B Z6B says, by the way, I said it first about Eric doing fashion sketches. Ha ha. Well, we're going to shout out
Okay.
as many as possible. It's a lot of comments in my chat, so, we try to make sure. I'm sorry if I missed you.
I I I want Rich to eat his words. Like I get the emotional
Mm-hmm.
aspect of all of this. I do the concern, but at the same time, shutting somebody out also distorts a person's mental capacity to like that could throw them into a deep depression, that can throw a person into a dark tailspin that you don't
Mm-hmm.
want them to be in. If you want them to really be happy, this is something that makes him happy, and he wants to share that with you. Why are you taking that away from him?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Oh, Lord Jesus, girl. Okay. That was so
Mm,
sad to me, and I'm just curious. He didn't want nobody to see him. We do know Steffi saw, the sketches and whatnot. Then, I mean, I didn't like the fact that Ridge talked the way that he did to Daphne, because
right.
Daphne told him, like, look, over where I'm from, this ain't how we treat our elders. And then he gets smart with her.
And isn't Steffi supposed to be her good friend?
Right.
Why didn't you stand up for your friend? Because this is also the same thing Steffi was saying in the other room
Mm-hmm.
with her husband. So when Daphne says it, you're going to let her just get chewed out like
Right.
that for
Exactly.
absolutely no reason, too.
Yep. Yeah, you know what? Here's the interesting thing, because we got to talk about this too, because we can't forget about Katie and Bill. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because Brooke had Donna was kind of miffed at her, and Katie was also kind of miffed at Brooke and Ridge as well for hiring that outsourced company to handle the PR. That was earlier in the week,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, Bill trying to convince her to leave this place and come over there, and you got Riz trying to say, I don't understand why she even want to be with him. That ain't none of your business.
Sure ain't.
Who
Absolutely
Katie
none.
decides to be with is none of your concern.
At all. At all. Like, okay, it's like two sides to this.
Mhm.
Rich shouldn't have an opinion about what anyone else does because he gripes about anyone who has an opinion about what he does. So that's that part.
Mhm.
Now, Katie, she is reminding me of Lily because this is their company. The name is Forrester Creations. You are an employee. They don't have to consult you on anything. They gave you a heads up out of courtesy and out of everything that you just went through. They still had a business to run. And they said, hey, especially since you're too close to the scenario, why would we have you do PR? We'll
Mhm.
have a PR company for the time being, do this. She made it a big deal, like, oh, they never respected me. Like after everything I've done for them, like they could have gave me the courtesy to at least pick one of the ways we could have went about this. That is their company. They pay you to do your job. You've done your job effectively. But at the end of the day, if they make a decision on how funds are going to be allocated and what's going to be the best interest of their company, respect that. And this is also the same lesson that Carter had to learn last year, too.
Uh,
And he didn't like that.
But I
And then
I
we had that
just
whole coup.
I just think that there should have been some sort of communication, because the way that the dialogue was for this whole thing is that they went behind her back. and didn't say anything. You're the head of PR. I would think that you would meet with me to say, you know what, we finna hire somebody else. We gonna let you take a, you gonna sit this one out. Don't tell me after the fact. I'm coming to work and I don't know what's going on. I find out that, wait, you getting somebody else to do it? Okay, fine, but can you at least tell me? I mean, the same thing they ousting Eric out of retirement, putting him in retirement by just springing it on him. He had no idea. She had no idea that this is what they did. I mean, y'all part of the C-suite. Y'all supposed to communicate.
Here's my thing, and I think Keisha touched on this too. I feel like the Forrester men had allowed a lot of the Logan women would have this entitlement to where there's an expectation and like, you should have told me this, you should have. This is a business. If this was let's say she worked at Newman Enterprises, and I know she played Victoria over at Y&R, I remember, but let's say Katie Logan worked over at Newman Enterprise, and Victor did a switch up and said, like, you're too close to the situation, we're hiring a PR company. Would she really hold a gripe like that? Or is she holding a gripe more so because she's had this expectation and this entitlement with the Foresters, as she's always been given?
I think she would have
Her and her
handled it
sisters.
better if they told her about it. Because from what I understand, looking at soap dialogue and the scripting to this particular storyline last week, was the fact that they did not tell her. She found out after the fact that they went and hired a PR team, and they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, that ain't how you. I mean, I could see if you were a lower, mid level employee.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all working in the C suite. Y'all got to communicate across the board how we moving in the C-suite. So, I mean, granted, yes, I mean, Brooke is whatever she is. I don't even know what her title is. All I know is that Steffi and Ridge are the co-CEOs. Somebody should have told this woman, this is what we doing. You don't just pull this and then don't tell me what I'm. Wait a minute. What? You did who? Now, mid level is one thing, because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, when you in management, a lot of times, people, the upper management will be like, "Hey, this, we did something. This is what we doing. It's over, right? You just gotta tote the line." But in the C-suite, y'all gotta communicate with each other.
I think it's more so also about timing, because this was supposed to the stuff that popped up with Luna happened so fast, and plus they probably didn't know what type of mental state that she was in, because even a week or two prior they're saying, like, oh, there's a lot of stress on Katie, we're worried about her heart, and she's worried about her son, let her focus on that. So I think they gave her courtesy, but at the same time they had to handle business. I feel it would be more disrespectful if they never told her.
They
It
didn't.
was
She
more that
found out.
timing.
That's what I'm saying. When you go back and look at this, because I was confused about that. Because I'm like, did she not? Because she was acting like she didn't know. And then when I went back to read what actually happened, and then listening to some of the other soap bloggers, well, reputable ones, she didn't know. They told her after the fact, which is why she was so pissed. And that's the thing. And I think, who said it? Gail in the chat said they should have told her sooner. It's one thing if they felt that, like you were saying, it was a lot going on. Maybe they didn't want to bring this to her attention, but you you're gonna have to say something to say, listen, this is what with what you got going on and the stress
Mm-hmm.
that you might be under, we're going to, or meet with them, because I mean, that's what usually they do at that level. They'll meet with them and say, this is what we're going to do, and it's business. We got to handle this PR nightmare because Luna used to work here. But we're going to need you to take some time off. Let her know before just going out there and get somebody. And then you come into work thinking I got work to do. And then you turn around like, wait, y'all got somebody else to do it?
And I think her reaction to it was just odd because when that part came out, when she went to the office, then she had a discussion with her sisters and they talked about everything and she seemed fine with it. Then she went over to Spencer's and then she felt a different way about it. I feel if it was a matter of letting her know, her sisters could have let her know. I feel like the owners don't owe an employee anything. And this is why some people get fired quietly or, demoted quiet. Like the owners are going to make a decision on where their funds and different things are going to be allocated. It's the timing of everything that's happened. And on top of that, she was very close to the situation as well. So were the Foresters, but recently with everything, especially since Katie's son almost had a baby with this girl. So it's a sticky situation. I don't necessarily agree with how things had been handled, but at the same time, the owners are going to do what they want to do for their business. And she's not an owner. She's not doesn't have a stake within the company. She's an employee. And just like Bill was telling her, go over to Spencer where she'll have more say. She'll actually have a C-suite position, and it will be part of her legacy as well as her son's legacy.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm looking in the chat. Even Brooklyn Rayner, 5213, she was like, Eric doesn't even know the situation about Katie, and he's an owner. Brooke ain't even no owner, and she's just going along. I don't. Again, what is her title? Ridge made this
She sits
decision
on
by
Ridge's lap.
Ridge made this decision by himself. Steffi didn't say anything about pushing Katie out of this. This was all Ridge and Brooke. I mean, I think Carter. Somebody said Carter recommended it, but
Yeah.
um, the owner, the co-CEO, where were they? You ain't running past them either.
Yeah. But if they're seeing Ridge as the head of the company, I can see why they would be like, yeah, we'll go with what Dad says, or we'll go with what Ridge says.
Shoot, Eric don't even
But I
go with
think,
what Ridge says.
yeah, it's the,
Ridge needs to
like
take several seats. I mean, right
he
now,
does.
Eric is
And
pissed.
Brooke.
Yeah, Brooke too. Eric is pissed. Katie is pissed. Donna is pissed at Brooke. Katie is upset with Brooke and Ridge. It's nothing but dissension in that office because there's no cohesion. Y'all ain't nobody on the same page
Yeah,
with nothing.
I agree with that. But I feel like it's different with Eric more so than Katie. Katie is an employee. Eric is an owner, and he founded that. He shouldn't have to go through hoops for Ridge.
Mm-hmm. And the
Katie
thing,
doesn't have a say within that company.
well, I don't think she's tried it. She made a pitch. She knows that she has to go through them. All I'm saying is communication. And that, especially at that level. I mean,
Okay.
granted, yeah. I mean, that's the only thing that I'm saying is that if your VP of PR, she got to know, especially she got a team up under her. She got to know what's happening so she can explain what's going on with the team. Like, listen, I met with Ridge and Brooke and whoever, and I'm gonna take some time. They're getting a PR team together. You guys, at this point, y'all got to go this, that, and the third, and follow whatever this PR team is. Or did this PR team even take over her team? What is her people going to do? Did they bring in their own team members? So all
And
of that has to be discussed.
you know who's at fault for that? Donna and Brooke, because they said out of their mouths, well, we won't bother her with this right now.
Yep.
We'll go ahead and go. So this really falls on her sisters, who really could have gave her a heads up. I would never expect an owner to say anything, because that's what he has, employees to delegate and handle business behind the scenes. But being that that's their sister, especially Brooke,
But
you sleep right next to this man.
but
You
the
know what his motives and plans were.
but that's the thing. It would be basically like you talking to your sisters on the phone outside of work. It really doesn't solidify until you get in that meeting or get that memo. You know what I mean? Because they'd be like, girl, yeah, I think they talking about hiring somebody. Yeah, they might give it a heads up. But the confirmation comes from when you having that meeting or when you sitting across from whoever's the leadership team in charge to say, hey, this is what we doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
just
and in my opinion, I think Katie and Will should go over to Spencer's anyway. But it's just
oh
they need
yeah,
to balance it out. It's just too many people at Forrester right now.
a lot of non-foresters at Forester.
Exactly. So I mean, and Will, why? I never understood that anyway. That they put that boy over there. Obviously, he was over there with his mother, but you already lost Wyatt. Why not put the other son over there with Liam, with Bill?
Yeah, because this boy's not doing nothing of importance. He's not a designer. Eh, He's a super intern
A super
when he could
girl,
have
you
had like
always
he could
say that a super intern.
he went from getting coffee to lattes, donuts to croissants. He's not doing anything major. So he has a whole family legacy where he could be working side by side with his dad, probably get paid far more
Mm-hmm.
than an intern, and be groomed within a year or so for a C-suite position, especially since he graduated college.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes more sense. And plus, he's with Electra, so they attach to the hilt. They're like Velcro. He don't need to be working in the same building as his girl. Like, move with a purpose. Go over there with your father and your legacy.
But you know what? That's what they've been doing. Luna came over there. Obviously, RJ is part of that. When he came over there. Then, we had Electra. Obviously, she's a Forester. She comes over there. We got
Mm-hmm.
Will. Deke then decides that he wants to come over there because obviously Hope is there. It's like create some more companies and spread out some people. At least over at Young and the Restless, we got a whole bunch of Abbotts. We got all of the Winners. We got all of the Newmans. And all of the rest of the people that's just trying to get in where they fit in. The Phyllises, the Audras, the Holdens, and all of those folks. But you got
Right.
three big separate families with their own companies in their own separate spaces. It's just top heavy on when you got the Foresters that just got everybody working over there, and you only got two people at Spencer, Bill and Liam.
Yeah. We barely see Liam at work as it is. We'd be surprised he even had a suit that he owned.
Exactly.
Um, but yeah, that's a huge distinction with Y&R. They love family legacy over there, whereas it's a free for all at Forces Creations, and they have no competition,
Even on
no other
Beyond the
fashion houses.
Gates, it's spread out. I mean, the Richardson side, you got people working as doctors, you got lawyers working on, you got Bill doing his thing. The Duprees are in politics, and so it's spread out. It's not everybody just working at one place.
Yeah, exactly. And they always like shuffle the deck when it comes to who's in power position over there. It's yeah, I don't know, with bold. The writing, once again, I can't wait to do the end of the year of the storylines. Um, because there's a lot of things that need to be shaken up with these storylines. Like, I hate how they mention Zenday's name and they never show this character on screen.
Mm-hmm.
And he's supposed to be working on Hope for the Future. So then why does she go out of her way to try to find a new designer to replace him?
Yep. And I gotta say
For him
one
to.
more thing before we move on to Beyond the Gates is,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about this in the chat with Eric being pushed out of his position. Ain't nobody trying to push Victor out.
Exactly.
Victor goes when he ready to go. Nate tried that and it was all a setup, and you see what happened to him, even though he's stupid enough to try to get back with Victoria.
Yep. Oof. Yeah, Audrey called it out
Yeah,
too.
I gotta
But
bring that. Let's bring that up right quick because we kind of talked about that. Hold on one second, and that picture is right here in that lower corner. How are you going to get mad about what Audra did with colluding with Victor? Yet you turn around and get back in the good graces by bringing wine and stuff over to Thanksgiving for Victor, kissing the ring, and then want to get back with his daughter.
yeah, for another Newman woman, this is your third go around at that.
Yep.
You risk your professional career twice for women who do not stand up for you. You're going to go back to Victoria. And keep
Mm-hmm.
in mind, she was willing to cheat with you. What makes you think she wouldn't cheat on you
Thank you.
if the opportunity presented itself?
Yep. So I forgot we didn't touch on that part, but yeah, you and you say you kind of felt sorry for Audra.
I felt sorry for just the character rollout
Oh, okay.
because I feel like the actress is fantastic, but once again, the writing, like if she's supposed to be an antagonist, we don't really see many antagonists that just fall flat every which way they turn. Like if they're going to be a villain, let her be a super villain. Let her have $1 billion empire. Let her go toe to toe with all these different people, especially since she has more cojones than Kane and a lot of these other men on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let her be your antagonist. On top of that, show a real storyline arc where they talk about her family and like she's been on the show for what, 3 years? We know nothing about this girl.
Yeah.
Except for what she shared with Nikki about her father being an alcoholic.
Right. That's
Like,
it.
that's it.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on that part um, right quick before we move on to BTG on how Audra did all of this apologizing, and you want to be so upset with her. Like, I mean, she did obviously some horrible things by lying to you, but you mad about her doing this whole deal with Victor to take down Kyle, yet you going right back into the man's lair.
Yeah, of all people, the person you're good with Victor to give him a bottle of tequila, get Nikki something, I forget what he got her.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving gifts. You're hanging out with the family. So you and Victor are good, but you can't move past what Audra did, and all of it really is your karma. And on top of that, you're not innocent. You're the same person who lied and deceived your family, and you lied and deceived almost every woman you've been with.
Exactly. So,
So
yeah. Yep.
yeah.
All right, girl. Let's move on to BTG. A lot going on. Some questions. The Winterfest was also this week. We had an elevator situation going on.
Yeah.
We had little cute moments, in my opinion, between Isaiah and Eva. I kind of question the whole Tomas thing with moving in together. Um, we had Nicole bring this date to the Winterfest. Ashley is feeling some kind of way about seeing Danny and Andre. And somebody, Bill is also feeling some kind of way about seeing Danny and Andre. And the old girl up in the corner, Haley, if looks could kill.
We be gone.
I know, right? Girl, that's one thing
Oh,
about Beyond the Gates. It's just so many moving parts.
right. And it's so good too. Love every bit of this.
Oh, by the way,
Take
shout
it to
out to Beyond the Gates because they hit best show of the year or something.
what top 10
Right.
best shows of the year. And it's a daytime soap. This has
Mhm.
never happened
Nope.
before. And we see why. Like they imagine if this show was on prime time. They would sweep Golden Globes and Emmys.
Yes, ma'am.
So they should be glad this show is on daytime. And they're killing it.
Yes, they are. Um, Malone. We got the situation with Malone and Leslie.
And Leslie.
I think
Mm-hmm.
she. Do you think she actually like Malone? Cause
I
she
think
kind
she's
of backed
attracted to
off of Ted a little bit.
she's attracted to unavailable men
Mm, okay.
because Malone is married. He made that very clear.
Mhm.
And just like how she got Ted, there's some sort of appeal to a married man.
Mhm.
So she's just doing more of the same and how she got in the position that she's in with Eva.
Yeah. What did you all think of the dresses and the makeup? The Winterfest
Um,
people. We had Kiki Wyatt in today's episode.
yes. So, oh my gosh. I loved Haley and I was about to say Audra. Haley and Danny's dresses. I loved them. I thought Anita looked incredible.
Mhm.
The only dress I did not understand was Eva's. I would not wear this next to my daddy.
All cause of the cutouts.
The cutouts, it was a mini dress. Like if she were to bend over the wrong way, like you would see all her business. I'm not wearing that next to my daddy. And on top of that, if it's a winter fest and everybody is trying to dress warm, like she was the only one in cutouts like that.
Mhm.
It just didn't make any sense. Like if she was going to the bar or to a club or a concert, I can see that that'd be a very cute outfit. She looked beautiful. It just didn't make any sense for the event.
Right. I agree.
So I was like, I guess, but everyone for the most part looked kind of regular. Um, in Fest, I didn't really care for what Nicole had on either, but I
Okay.
thought Anita looked beautiful. It was nice, but I
Okay.
loved Haley's dress.
Yeah, and I love Danny's dress. Oh my gosh. If I could, like I told you earlier, if I could get that in purple. Lord.
they they release like the clothing details. If I find it, I'll send it to you. You can see it if they have it in purple. And they also have like an alternative version to it
Oh,
too.
that's cool. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah,
That dress was gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
beautiful. And it looks she's had amazing style. The styling on this show
Mm-hmm.
across the board, everyone, even the men, this look good.
Yeah, I know. That I will tell you that hairstyle that Anita had took me back to the 1990s with that French roll.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen. I
Too.
used to wear a French roll like that. You go and get it styled just like that back in the 90s.
Yes. It everyone looks so beautiful. I love Anita's hair. I love Anita's hair in general. I love those gorgeous silver locks. Love
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is just beautiful at Winterfest. It was kind of dull, but
Mm-hmm.
the way they were building it up, but some stuff happened in between. We got a new face
Yeah, well,
on the
Aisha said
audience.
what Aisha Jackson, she says, yeah, but what is Vernon up to? Now, see, that brings some questions.
Yeah,
So, Bree and I kind of had a discussion about this earlier today after today's episode because there was the consensus of most of the fans thinking that no, he couldn't be cheating with Sharon. This is them working together. Maybe he's going to sing a song at Winterfest and this, that, and the third. They tried to make it look like he was sneaking and creeping. However, we get to today's episode where we had the completion of the Winterfest. We see a couple moments where the first moment they snuck off, and then Sharon came back fixing her lipstick, talking to what's the other girl named Nancy?
Tracy.
Tracy, sorry. And
Mm-hmm.
then the second conversation that they had, Vernon and Sharon, where we saw Leslie overhearing what was being said as well, and they was talk. He was talking about, I don't want to ruin a night like this, and she was like, well, when are you gonna say something? And so the way it sound, we thought, at least me, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, maybe he did have a song or something, and he didn't want to ruin it. Maybe his singing was bad. But now that the Winterfest is over, nothing happened. So, well, at least what Vernon is doing or not doing or whatever. Now we got to sit around and figure out, are they actually cheating? Is this something that Sharon want him to break open to Anita about them? Because we saw earlier in the week, Sharon was at the house and she's staring at Vernon's pictures.
Yeah, I was like, ma'am, don't you got a husband? Why are you looking at this other lady's husband like this?
Right. So,
It just,
I don't
and
know.
it just, it felt weird. She said
Exactly,
this in the
Allison.
group chat.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
what'd she say?
Allison said, I wonder if he was supposed to sing or was he too nervous and chickened out? Well, it's over. So, if in fact this was just a song for Winterfest, him and Sharon should not be communicating at this point now.
At all. They have no reason now.
They have no reason to. And if we continue to see that happening, then something else is going on.
Right. Because I'm like, y'all have money.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you meeting in Sharon's hotel room several times? Like you could a recording studio, a banquet hall. Like you could have kept it discreet. I mean, he kept what he and Martin did discreet.
Right.
He could have kept his little singing thing discreet if that's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was really that innocent, why don't you loop in Tracy and get help from both of Anita's singing mates? Why specifically Sharon, the one who had a lot of hate and wanted to have a vendetta against Anita?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't make any sense how there was a scene where they said, oh, actually, yeah, Sharon had gave him his cufflinks. What type of singing are you doing to where you need to take your cufflinks off? You're not part of the Philharmonic.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And see, here's the other thing, Bree. A lot of people are hoping, they're trying to see the best in Vernon out of, because we got Ted didn't had an affair, Bill didn't had an affair, we got Tomas sleeping between two women, and so they were hoping, the head of the family wouldn't do this to Anita, right? So I think that's why most people are hoping for a surprise song type of storyline. Let me ask you this. If they, because this is a soap opera, if they write him as cheating on Anita, what impact do you think this is going to have on the fans?
That it shouldn't have much of an impact because once again, it's still a soap. And people are going to cheat and they're going like couples are going to be shuffled and there's going to be this different dynamics in general. And I mean, it just I would say go with the flow of it. Like, to be honest, like, because I think we said this in the beginning, or maybe it was me and Jay Money said this. Like, Vanita and Vernon, they cheated, especially Anita, going on the road back and forth. I'm like, you didn't have like a few side pieces, and then you also got Vernon, who's been campaigning from state to state. He has pieces out there, side pieces out there, and he can never take a meeting inside of his house. He always has to leave his house. You ever notice that?
Right.
That big old house. Rooms for days. It's just those two. You can't take a phone call in a house with your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt that was weird because they even had like moments where they had Danny, Nicole, and even Anita wonder if this man was cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And then they left it alone. And now we get this stuff with Sharon. I'm like, if he doesn't sing for a holiday get together, New Year's even, and he's still talking with Sharon, then yeah, he's cheating.
Yeah. But and the reason why I asked that question, because I mean, to us, we know it's just a soap. However, taking a temperature across soap social media, they're like, oh God, he better not. I hope that's not the case. And that's the energy that I'm seeing, is that he better not do this. This can't be this way. Not him. No, we can't have Vernon do this to a. So yes, me and you, we know well. That's why I preface it that hey, this is a soap, but there's a lot of people invested in the fact that they're hoping that this is not that storyline.
I mean, I I just need to see more because the way it's looking, and I think he said it looks too obvious for it to be cheating. It has to be something else. So, but my impression, like yours was, he was supposed to be singing a song for Winterfest.
Right.
And it's supposed to be a surprise,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the getting the like a large crowd of people together.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if there's nothing for Christmas or nothing for New Year's, they shouldn't be meeting up for nothing.
That is correct.
But I mean, I would just say just go with the flow, you guys. I mean, we've seen Victor and Nikki get back together how many times? All of these soap, like, super couples, make up, break up, have side babies, side husband, side everything. It's just a show. So, and plus it's their first year. Something's going to eventually break them up, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think the consensus is like they want to show that there's at least one good man. I kept seeing
That's
that too. It's like
exactly
nobody's
what it is.
faithful, and nobody's faithful on soap.
Yep, I agree with that. Yeah, to assume that oh yeah, it's it's gonna be fine. They just singing and then they don't, and but there's a mental investment in things. That's why sometimes messages and things can be very uh strong. I'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Vanessa was funny, Jenna, when she started drinking and trying to get Joey to come over there, and no, it's not gonna happen. And I mean, granted, I think you and I talked about this today too. Um, he did tell her a few weeks back that he loved her.
Yeah.
However, in that conversation on the phone, she was talking about this relationship, and he called her, "You're my lover." So this is she's going to have to expect that this is how this is going to be. She's not going to be able to just parade around town with this man like they're a regular normal couple. It's just he's his lifestyle is not going to, especially amongst the Duprees or anybody else at that club. Yeah, he's done some really bad things, including taking out your husband. So for
Yeah.
her to think that, oh, we just gonna go on a simple date, you're gonna be my plus one at events, yeah, that's not gonna happen, girlfriend. You're gonna have to get used to that.
I had a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she ever loved Doug for her to move
Probably a
out this
year. I
quickly?
think she probably loved him years ago. But as
Yeah.
time went on and they got older, and like she put it, two ships in the night, he was never home. He was always working at the hospital. And obviously, when the kids went away for school, she was by herself in her own eyes, which, I'm not going to ever agree with infidelity. But she chose infidelity as an outlet. She wasn't getting it
Yeah.
from him because he wasn't always there, and he was also gambling too. So
Yeah. I think the way that she's processed, like even grieving Doug, she's moving very selfish because,
mm-hmm.
and the thing is, I guess you can't really say there's no way to grieve, but she didn't love him romantically. I think she loved the person that she shared children with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think she had a conversation with Danny early this week where she said, like, hey, I was married to him, but I never had my husband. He was always working and they barely were intimate. So yeah, because I think she was talking about the escort service. She's like, look, I had utilized it and I had boyfriends. I had this, I had that. Like, I never really had my husband.
Mm-hmm.
And I have everything I need wrapped up in one with Joey. So I don't think she's seeing like how tacky this would be to bring Joey to an event where most of those people knew your husband and you as a married woman and know that you just lost this man 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And that's why I said she's moving very selfish. And I'm like, why are you there and not with your kids? Because in the same breath, she said her kids were very sad and struggling.
Mm.
So instead of moving your kids back in with you, you move this man into your husband's house. Like,
Yeah.
she's moving
Well,
very weird.
just like she told Danny and Nicole, she liked the dark side. The dark side is appealing to her. She liked the danger that comes with it. She don't care about what Joey does. There's excitement that comes with all of this. And that's probably why, because remember, she was dealing with multiple men just to, get whatever gratification that she could. Now she only with him. And because that danger is so much of an adrenaline rush, it's also pushing the lust that she has for him in the bedroom at that. Because, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, as we, without going into a whole class about that, it starts in the brain. And
Yeah.
so if you get stimulation in the brain and it's coming from all she sees this excitement and danger, it's going to heighten anything else that happens afterward.
Yep.
So,
And she can't seem to let that go. It was enough for her to move this man right on in, not even a couple of weeks.
Because do you think Joey is actually putting it down like that? I just think that whatever energy that's happening, because obviously he's attracted to her, but because this
Hmm.
man is a dangerous man, it's giving her the fuel necessary to take her to those levels.
This woman says she couldn't walk the next day. This is
Exactly.
the same woman who said that she was ready for round 4. She can't get up off of his lap. You would need the jaws of life to get her off of him.
Yeah, I think a
It's just
lot of
not
that is
happening.
that. I think a lot of that is the mental energy she sees him as, because she didn't have the same energy with the everyday guy who goes to work and stuff like that. She want that dangerous man, and with that dangerous man comes adrenaline rushes, according to some of these folks. So, and it's pushing everything else, that level of intensity in other areas of their relationship.
So you don't think that there's any love, genuine love from either part?
I think she enjoys everything that's happening. Him, I don't know if he, I don't, a person like that, how do you know love? I mean, Joey is, mm, he might
He
say
was
he love, I
formerly
think he,
married.
say it again?
He was married before.
Yeah, well, psychopaths and sociopaths can be married.
Yeah, true.
So can narcissists. And there's no empathy in those people at all. That's the biggest thing with those types of people, is lack of empathy. They can't love. They like the energy that comes from it. They like the attention, the fuel, the supply, but that love that normal healthy people have, they can't do it.
Well, it, Joey's reasoning for even going after Vanessa was because he had a vendetta when it
Yep.
came to Doug and the fact that he unalived Joey's mom. And so Joey wanted to rip apart anything that meant anything to Doug. The gambling, his career, in Vanessa. And being that now Doug is gone, he's still choosing to involve himself, even business wise, with Vanessa. And I think that it started off one way, but I think he might have started to love her.
Mm.
And because he could have dragged her son down a dark path, he didn't want to do that. He could have just like cut her off at the knees and said, I want nothing to do with her. He didn't do that.
Yeah,
So
well,
I don't know. And he still moved in with this woman.
he
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 A
he
grown man moving
loves.
to another grown man's house.
Yeah, but that could also be an ego boost to still him having a vendetta against Doug. So I mean, with narcissists, and I don't want to use, because a lot of people use that word loosely, but with people that are having those types of traits, I would just say that um
True.
they look at things like that as a conquest. Not only did I take your wife, I unalived you, and now I'm living in your house. That's an ego boost for them. It's a
Mm.
form of supply for them. And so a man that says he loves Vanessa, but you can't be honest with her that you unalived her husband. She asked him. He lied to her face. You
Yeah,
almost
that's true.
manipulated her son into being a part of your whole circle, knowing that you killed that boy's father.
Yeah.
You moving foul, dude. And
She's moving just as foul too.
yeah, I'm definitely not giving her a
Yeah.
pass, but we were just talking about Joey in this moment. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Joey is moving foul, and to say that, oh, I love you, I think he loved what they do. I think he loved the excitement and fun of everything, but love her like a
Right.
healthy relationship? No. Nope.
Okay. I got you.
Mm-mm.
And that is hilarious. And look at the picture at the bottom left. The way she just stuck her tongue out at
Yeah,
Leslie.
she got herself all
Um,
drunked up and everything. I mean, she wants to turn. Wait a minute. Somebody, and I won't use the person's name, but somebody made this term up. You trying to put a suit on. You trying to put a suit on a what's the what? Give me a word. I'm trying to use a word that's safe
put a suit
on
on
a
a,
gangster or something. So you're trying to clean up a bad boy.
yeah.
That's what she's trying to do by trying to get him to be in this relationship where they can parade around town and be her plus one and go on dates and go public to the world. This ain't what this is, Vanessa.
And I think that's what Danny was trying to shed light to.
And so was Joey. Joey is like, we can't do that.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Some of what he's doing, though. Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, I honestly think that if you take away all of that excitement, I don't. She probably sleep with him just like she did with the dude that work at the club. I think what's driving this lust is the type of person that he is, not because he's actually putting it down.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna see.
Yeah, I guess so. Because eventually it has to come out that he took Doug's life. And this is going to be the real test of where she at. Are you going to still be with this man, or are you going to be devastated?
If she's driven by the darkness, I think she's gonna stick with him.
Yep.
I think she might even get excited about it.
I think, yeah, it takes it to a whole another level. She might be
Yeah.
just you called her selfish. She might look at this like, man, this man did this for me. Wow.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
toxic.
yep. It's gonna boost her ego. I think, yeah, and that's why I think they're a good match. They both have, they're egotistical in a way,
Yep.
but about it a different way. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Anyway, girl, what do you think about the guy? Do you think this was spiteful what Nicole did?
No. There was conversation online saying that Shanice was manipulating so she could have Ted. And there might be some truth to that, but I don't know. I think it's the matter of attraction. I don't think she was attracted to Carlton. I think Carlton's a very handsome, tall drink of water, and he barely got through her front door. She meets Dr. Rollins for a day. He takes her to the event. They leave together. He's invited into her house. It looked like something was about to go down.
Oh,
She's attracted to him,
I don't
and
know
he's a
about
good
that,
looking man.
Nicole. I mean, I don't know about Nicole actually. I honestly think this was spite. I don't know if you remember the movie that go all the way back to 2001. Two could play that game.
Oh yeah.
And remember Vivica at the one when she tried at the Coca-Cola launch party. She was there, and of course, what's his name? What is his name? What's that dude name? The fine
Ooh,
one,
Morris Chestnut.
Morris
Morris.
Chestnut.
Ooh,
He was
delicious.
there with Gabrielle Union. And so she wanted to find a guy to come bring back into the party. And she, obviously did something to her tire. She picked that guy. And obviously, especially, and I hate to go here, when it comes to certain things in the community, um, sometimes people do certain things out of spite, not because, and they know that it's gonna stick deeper when they go that route. You know what I'm saying? So,
I get what you're saying.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because I saw a few of that online too. Like, it's interesting that it was she didn't. She was like, no, 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 I'm gonna go by myself. No, 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 no. And then when you see him, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can bring him.
Yeah, because she really could have stick a knife in Ted's back
Mm.
with his best friend slash, you know,
Right.
coworker.
But they put in the dialogue to go this route.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I um,
Yeah. Well, we don't
I
have to
actually
go
want
into
to.
detail if you don't want. I just,
Yeah,
that was conversation. And I like, and it really brings attention to like the same thing that Vivica did. Out of all the guys that were at that party, and then you brought him. You know what I mean? So.
yeah.
Hmm.
But I will say, I love the new addition. He is very handsome. I don't know what
Yeah.
show he was on.
Hmm.
Because they said he was on one of the other soaps, and Michelle, the creator of the show, she said that she created this character specifically for him. She really, really wanted this man on the show.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, and he was very handsome. I love like the conversation he had with Nicole was like, oh, okay, hi. But I love the men on the show. There's a lot of eye candy to look at.
So, what do you think about Ted and Shanice in the elevator scene? Did you find a connection there?
I did. They're slowly putting these two people together. And I think that's why they were saying that Shanice was manipulating. And that's why I wonder if she set Nicole up prior to this elevator event or after. Um, but I loved it. And it made Ted look like a different person too. Um, I feel like if they do go that route, I'm good with it.
Okay.
I would have rather it had been June in him.
Yeah, I like that matchup. Mhm.
Yeah, they had like that. I don't know. It's a different energy, a different spark, and I would have loved that rags to riches storyline,
Mhm.
but rags to riches. Um, I okay with Shanice, and plus she can really go toe to toe with Leslie, and I
Oh
wouldn't mind
yeah.
saying that.
Absolutely, she can go toe to toe with Leslie because she wasn't gonna back down to that girl. When we talked about that in the previous weeks, but yeah, that was. And then, what do you think about this whole thing? You think they're gonna reopen that case?
Yes, they keep bringing it up, even like they we're seeing more of Laura,
Mm.
and they're really harping on the fact that Leslie is harassing her and trying to intimidate her. I
Mhm.
would be elated if she doesn't get, you know, criminal charges, go after civil, especially since she has all that money. I would love by the end of season 1 for Leslie to lose it all to Laura.
I agree.
I think they're going to revisit this. And I also think it's going to paint Eva a different way to Ted, because as of right now, she could do no wrong. But if she's helping cover, well, we know she helped cover up her mother's crimes. If he sees that she's capable of doing that, it's going to make him think like, okay, Kat was right. Kat was always right
Mhm.
to always have her guard up.
Yep, I totally agree, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, Gail Lewis. The Dr. Rollins, the actor, he played Eric Brady on Days of Our Lives. I've never seen it, but I knew it was like one of the ABC soaps. But he's a good eye candy.
Mhm.
Very handsome man.
I agree. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to think what else. There was so many moving pieces. Ashley.
Ugh. Ugh.
Miss Ashley.
You know what? I gotta give Derek his credit for getting her together because I rewatched that scene.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Look, I lied and I own what I did, and I was wrong for that. But you were gaslighting me. I wasn't wrong about the situation, and you led me on to thinking that you really wanted to be with me." Like I was just like, "Wow." And then
Mm-hmm.
he walked. Yeah, he
He
left.
left. Yep.
And then this girl is crying to anyone who can hear her. Well, he lied to me. He did this. And then she admitted to her mother, well, I only proposed to him because I felt sorry for him. So you got this man twisted in his feelings, thinking he was going to marry you. You
Mm-hmm.
went through a whole proposal for a man you didn't want. And then you wonder why this man was going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to take accountability for your actions. And she really hasn't done that. Like it was foul and shady that she went to Andre right after that. It's like you really didn't want to be with Derek.
Nope.
You could have been his friend, but you chose to play with this man's emotions. And like he said, second choice
Mm-hmm.
until she thought Andre was available for her.
Yep.
She
And
gets the Lily Award.
and Andre, I gotta give it to him. He's, as much as he tried in the beginning, when he realized that him and Danny have something solid and that he actually loves this woman, he's been, like Ashley said, a man of integrity.
Yeah, he was a good man who did nothing wrong. And now she's over at Winterfest, is sobbing and looking at Andre and Danny like, look, it is what it is. He was always sleeping with Danny before he'd even thought to entertain you, which is what your mother was trying to tell you. You have a man that you've been committed to for 2 years. He's ready to have a house, have kids, have marriage, all these different things, and be fully committed to you. And you want to just be an option to another man.
Yeah. Well, that's what she gonna have to deal with. Honestly, I still think that something is going to change. And this week
Yeah.
we saw in the previews, with Bill passing out. Even though Danny did make it clear, because when Bill tried to go down memory lane today and says, "Yeah, it's like being about the old times," and she was like, "Yeah, it's different. I wasn't walking around this place wondering when you were flirting with some girl, have you slept with or something. I don't have that problem no more."
That's good. That's good for her. And then we saw like how Bill was clear. The way that he was talking about the Duprees at the beginning of the series
Hmm.
to now, he got buyer's remorse. He want to come back home. The fact that he just showed up over at the Dupree at Anita and Vernon's house, and he was like, "Well, I didn't need an invitation before. Like, what's changed? A lot's changed."
You know what, Bree? Here's the thing with Bill. As long as Danny was acting crazy, going up against Haley, getting mad, chasing, talking, all in her feelings, being consumed with their marriage, he wasn't thinking about Danny. The moment she got in somebody else's life, took the attention away from Bill. Because Bill obviously was like, oh yeah, she ain't gonna never get over me. I'm just gonna keep doing me with Haley. And she just gonna keep being mad, keep acting the fool, keep chasing me around, doing all this. The moment she shut all that down and was 10 toes down with Andre, he's missing that attention.
Yep, exactly.
And he wants
And
Danny back now because the attention is no longer there. I don't know if he truly wants Danny back in his life because then he'll probably start doing the same thing over again. The cheating, talking to other women, all that. He'll go right back to his old ways because now Danny is back in his good graces. But long as she was totally on a whole nother dude, oh yeah. He like, oh no, that's my chick. Always gonna be my chick. You gonna never take her attention away. He wants the attention back.
I think that's part of it. I don't. If it was just that, he wouldn't be looking across the room at the Duprees and wishing he was part of the family functions. He wouldn't be trying to reminisce with Vernon like randomly about like I loved you like a father and we shared such good memories, all these different things, if it was just the attention that he was missing from Danny. Because he could easily get that woman's attention by saying like, oh, I don't want to deal with Haley. Is there a way to work things out? I honestly feel she would drop Andre like a bad habit. So he has that influence. It wasn't that long ago that
But
they were just kissing in the office.
I think he didn't realize how much he would lose because in the moment, just being one up and Danny, he got a lot of fuel from that. He enjoyed watching her squirm, watching her crash out and slide down the wall, and all this other stuff. And when all that went away, it also took the approval of the rest of the family away from that too. I don't think he paid attention to the fact that that was going to go right along with her.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, he realized that, dang, I mean, I just, if, I don't know, they might put these two back together. I feel bad for Andre, but then he'll end up circling back to Ashley.
So I heard something else. Like some people were speculating. What if they put Andre and Haley together? I think that's more of a possibility for me.
Well,
We've seen
go ahead.
like the way that we're seeing more scenes with these two. I feel like they can test it a bit. I could see them going down that direction because I don't think Haley's going to have Isaiah alter herself immediately, especially not without a fight from Eva.
I don't see the
I
attraction. Andre can't stand that girl. I mean, I
well,
honestly think that if anybody, because I mean, Isaiah, as much as he is talking to Eva, he's also having conversations, sidebar conversations with Haley.
yeah,
He's a little bit more open than Andre is.
and I think that would be more soapy and unexpected for Andre and Haley to hook up because he has a hatred for her. Because remember, Bill and Danny had a hatred for each other at the beginning of the series, and we see how that's slowly turned around. I mean, anything is possible, but I wouldn't put it past the writers for that to happen at some point.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm wondering what this is going to trigger when we see the collapse of Bill. Obviously, coming from the poison, I'm assuming that's coming from Haley because she's trying to get rid of this guy so she can take all the money. But I have a feeling that if Bill does make it through whatever this is going to trigger Danny again. So,
There is something I want to point out real quick. That conversation that Randy and Haley had, where she said, "You better be careful. You never know if you're sipping on that stuff." Do you think that she might take out her cousin to
it's
keep the money all
possible.
to herself? I think that she would,
It is
because
definitely possible.
I think Randy's days are numbered, and I think Haley's gonna be the one to do that.
Mm-hmm. Because she gonna want all that money for herself. At least she think.
Yep.
So, what about the conversation between Tomas and Kat about living together.
He's a user and a social climber. I don't like him. He's a snake. He is a garbage disposal. I don't like him at all. I knew he was a user. I knew it. And as soon as Bill mentioned, like, oh, well, we're looking for partners who are more family oriented, he immediately says, like, hey, we're in a relationship. We should be doing trips and doing these things. All of a sudden, now he wants to focus on his relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that she said no. And then he copped an attitude. He's like, well, I need to go to Winterfest and I need to, make connections and do this. I'm like, oh, you just gonna drop her like that because she told you no?
Right.
Poor baby.
Yep.
He'd be all right.
You said he'd be all right. Oh man, yeah. And she asked him like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, where's all this coming from? I haven't even thought about trying to live with you and all that." So she knows something's off by that. And then once the whole conversation, he was like, "Shoot, just cause you don't want to go to Winterfest, I still got time to go there. I got business moves to make." And she looking at him like, okay. Yeah,
But peace out. Bye.
Mm-hmm. He was
See
out of
you.
there. He was
Yeah, I
definitely out of
cannot
there.
wait. They need to cast another man for Cat, please. Please, please, please.
Mm-hmm. Then we saw the whole thing with Eva and Eva and Ted. They went together and he was trying to, I know you was talking about that earlier about her dress, but he tried to chin check Tomas about sleeping with the two daughters and all that type of stuff. So
I was like, wow, he looked like a father in that episode. I was like, yay, you finally acknowledging what this man did to both of your daughters, but mainly Kat.
mm-hmm.
And he tried to defend his girls. Thank you.
Well, the problem with that is that Kat needs to figure out what to do with Tomas. Because, her daddy can stick up for her as much as he wants to. But the thing is that Kat need to cut him loose.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we got one other storyline with the whole thing with Allison.
Oh, Madison and
Madison and
Chelsea.
Chelsea, because Chelsea kind of sort of agree with the holistic way of health. And, Madison is like, listen, I'm a doctor. I believe in hospitals, big pharma, and all that type of stuff.
Like, I'm on Chelsea's side with this because she's new into the situation. She wants to try to make nice with her girlfriend's mother. She's not trying to cause any issues, and Madison is piling on her mother's issues onto Chelsea. She's like, okay, I love Madison. Let me see if I can try to help to some degree. I'm not trying to overstep. I want to try to hear both sides, but there's nothing wrong with having a difference of opinion. And I don't understand why there's so much animosity with Madison and her mother. I'm not sure they're going to cast her mother, but this is a brand new relationship that you have with Chelsea. She doesn't know the full dynamic. She doesn't know what you tell her.
Mm-hmm.
So you being mad at her and say oh, you don't understand. Well, no, she's not going to understand. It hasn't even been a year. You still got to get to know each other still. She has to know what that dynamic is so she can move accordingly. So, if she believes in a holistic way, So be it. It is what it is.
Yeah, she was like, I guess her mother thinks that being a doctor is a fraud because you can heal yourself with herbs and things like that, which, I mean, I don't want to get in that conversation, but I kind of sort of agree in some areas, not all, right?
I agree as well.
Mm-hmm.
About
So,
to,
what'd you say?
so I'm about to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
make my juices and stuff in a minute.
Right, and having a healthy mind affects the body. That's extremely important. That's why they say stress kills and things like that. So, I mean, I just think sometimes in some cases both can work hand in hand. There are things that you must go to the doctor for, and there's things that you can do in your everyday life to take care of your body with
Right.
certain things. Get out and get some sun, work out, eat healthy. There are different teas and cleansers and stuff like that that is totally holistic. So, I mean, yeah.
And plus, it's going to be of that person's like discretion what they want to do with their body. Because even like, yeah, Madison took an oath and she believes the medical way. That's you. She could see plenty of her patients. Will they take her advice? That's going to be their choice.
Right.
It's always a choice at the end of the day. And like you said, they can do a combination of different things.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, why is there all this animosity based off a difference of opinion?
Exactly.
Like, y'all can't talk about anything else? No, I don't believe in the crystal thing.
Right. Yeah, I
That
don't.
part
Yeah, I've
lost me.
never. Exactly.
But like, if you have like a holistic way to treat your body, if it's just a belief thing, let your mother have your beliefs, you have yours. Y'all can't be grown women and move forward from this.
Mm-hmm. But obviously, they're
That's a,
making it an issue. Like you said, I'm wondering if they are going to bring the mom on or something.
yeah. I would assume that they're going to do that, and I think also the other
Mm-hmm.
Hawthorne brother, is supposed to be casted pretty soon. So we might get more people, more different different storylines. But I would love to see her mother since
Mm-hmm.
they talk about her so much. And I feel like all of this is also fake outrage just to create some drama between the coupling. Same
Mm-hmm.
way the stuff with for me for the stuff with Katie on Bull was a lot of fake outrage.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I was like, I guess. Like I was like Chelsea. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm just going based off what you're telling me. How am I the bad
Yep.
guy? Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about Peaches.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Peaches.
go ahead. What were you gonna say about Peaches?
I didn't like how after the way that Leslie attacked Nicole and her family for several months, and you go to this woman's office and said, "I need your help. I need you to do this."
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be doing anything. I would give you recommendations, but as far as that's going to go, I don't owe you nothing.
Mm-hmm. Not a thing.
And I'm like, didn't you say that you need to use Ted? Why don't you use Ted for his connections to find you a therapist? Why are you bothering me?
Yeah, that whole thing. But Nicole's took a moment, had a conversation with Peaches to get her to get through this whole clinical trial.
It's hard for me to respect Nicole. And me and Keish were like, this woman is a whole doormat. She really is. We say Taylor's a doormat. Nicole is the doormat.
Mm-mm.
Just even in her own home, this woman keeps barging in your home and in your office and infiltrating herself into your life, even after the divorce. I wouldn't give her anything. But she did a good deed. Will this stop Leslie from bothering her? No.
I'm surprised they didn't have Leslie say anything about when Nicole came in with the guy, because there's always been this competition with her with Ted. Now that it seems that Ted is out of the picture, I'm surprised that maybe she figured like, oh well, I'm gonna move on. But then she's dealing with this whole situation with Malone, and so yeah, we'll see where all that goes.
Yeah,
Yep. So did we cover everything?
I believe we did.
Yeah, that was a lot, and it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast on this Monday night. 10 o'clock
Yeah, it's
here.
11:11. Make a wish, y'all.
Yep. All right. Let's get to our final segment. Flip the script. Who's taking several seats? Star of the week, pickle of the week, Simple Olympics, Lily Award.
Ooh,
Okay, so what you doing with your flip for YNR?
my flip would have been for Jack to keep the plan to protect his company to close to close to his chest and not reveal that to Nikki. It would serve him no purpose to think that she was going to ever help him.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I would have had Diane. I mean, she was upset, but I need her a little bit more. Like, there's no way. I don't know how I could deal with that. We set up a plan to protect our company, yet you go to your ex and the wife of the one that's coming after us and tell her? Ain't no,
Yeah,
oh, okay, I'm mad for a minute and I'm finna, let's go home and go to bed and we gonna say hi to Adam on the way out. No.
yeah. I can't even.
He would be sleeping outside. Cause I mean, like, damn, what are we doing all this for if you gonna go over there and tell him anyway?
Exactly.
Flipping on
How
bowl.
dare he make
Oh, I'm
a
sorry.
flip on bold. I actually would have loved for Eric to really snap at Ridge and took control and says and sit in his seat and said, like, make me leave this company. Something. I did not like the way that he just gave up in the end, but at the same time I know he's not trying to really fight with his kids.
Mm-hmm. Um, I just wish that they would have had an actual meeting to communicate to Katie before they decided to go with outsourcing. So, what you flipping on BTG?
Honestly, nothing. It was a good week.
It was a good week, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't change a thing. The writing is just superb.
Um, I think, and I would say I would have had Kat dig a little bit deeper. I mean, she looked so confused when that man left her at the restaurant, or else just because it's got to be like, listen, why are you trying to move in with me all of a sudden, and then you come up with some quick story and then you hightail it out of here. She needs to be done. She needs to be
Yeah.
done. Uh, all right, who taking seats on YNR?
Um, taking seats. Brian R. I'm gonna give that to Kane
Okay.
and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Kane for sure, and Jack.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jack and Adam. Adam is being a little lapdog right now. Like, dude, go sit down
Oh,
and catch your breath.
and no one can take a seat as well.
Mm-hmm.
He need to have his head examined again.
All right, who taking seats on bowl? Ridge.
Ridge and Brooke.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. They in the middle of a couple of squabbles right now,
Yep.
and especially how Ridge talked to Daphne. Man, if you
Mm-hmm.
don't go sit down and think about what she just told you, um, seats on BTG, Tomas
Yeah, it's gonna go to him.
and
Um,
Ashley.
yeah. And I don't like the way Leslie keeps picking on Laura. I hope
Yeah,
that comes back to bite her so badly.
I agree. I agree. Star of the week, YNR.
Zalika Silver for that slap.
Ooh, child, that slap could be felt around the world. I don't know which
Girl.
slap was better, hers or Quinn slapping Brooke.
Oh no, we did a scale. Nothing. Quinn is at number 10. Audrey's is like 8.5. Like, because it came out of nowhere. You felt it. It was good. They haven't had a good slap like that in a long while. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Quinn slap. When she was like, "You learned that from me," because when
The way she slapped Brooke to the ground.
right, Brooke was talking about, "I learned that from Stephanie." She's like, "Chick, you learned that from me."
Yes. Oh, it was so good. That's number 10. If there's ever a pecking order, that's number 10.
Okay. All right, and start of the week bold.
John McCook.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
The way that man broke down, the way his family treated him, like you can, like, you really feel bad for this man.
Mm-hmm.
And to think that this man was about to bust his hip trying to find Brooke over in Italy for real.
Exactly.
And he's the same two people who are trying to kick him out the company.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with that one. All right, and star of the week, BTG.
Oh man, so many. I'm going to give it to the actress who plays Haley. I love the villain arc, and she plays it so incredibly well. Like, to a T. I love it. Love it.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to Kiki Wyatt, guest star. Her
Hey,
beautiful voice. She she cooked
yes,
today.
yes, she did. Like that beautiful voice. I hope they do more musical appearances.
Yeah, that's good. That was a good one.
Yes.
Um, pickle of the week, Young and the Restless. Jack.
Holden.
Ugh. Yeah, Holden and
Yeah,
Jack.
yeah. Because Holden put himself in this position
Mm-hmm.
all for box. Like nothing else. Just because this world gave you some, you gonna put yourself in a position where you get arrested and go into jail for it?
Right.
Stop.
Yeah, he got boxolitis too.
Yeah.
Um, pickle of the week bowl.
We can give that to Ridge and Brooke.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And Steffi too, because she should have stood up for her friend.
And her granddaddy, because you know that man didn't want to leave. You walked out that door, turned around and looked at him all sad and doe-eyed, and still walked out that door.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. All right, pickle BTG.
Uh, honestly, can't think of one.
Ashley gets on my nerves.
Yeah, well, that's perfect. I'll give it to Ashley.
Mm-hmm. Girl, please. Ashley. And maybe even Tomas for trying to get
Yeah,
in good with the family position so he can extend his career.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. And we got our Simple Olympics.
Okay. I feel for bronze, I'm gonna have Holden and Kyle share that position. The
Okay.
way that they're trying to vie for Claire's heart,
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't want either one of them.
Mm-mm.
So I'm gonna give them both bronze.
Okay.
Kane is gonna get silver.
Okay.
This man is happy to be. I guess you can't say broke, but he was a multi-billionaire, and he's happy to losing billions, which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. All just to get Lily back. And you got Jack, the way he will Kate basically for Nikki. He
Mm-hmm.
revealed information just because she asked, and he's putting all his faith in her to do right by him and his company, which is crazy. And then you got Noah, just came out the hospital, risking it all for this married woman, and he has a whole girlfriend overseas.
Yep. I agree. I would say Kyle Holden going up the scale. Kyle
Mm-hmm.
Holden. Mm, I'm gonna have to throw Vanessa up in there,
Oh,
and then I have Kane and Noah.
okay.
I mean, this girl's ready. You about to get drunk and act a fool because this man didn't show up. You know you can't. You in a position where this can't happen. Your kids is off somewhere suffering, and you got igmatized over this man. You can't even think straight.
Mm-hmm. Whatever he's doing to her, this the excitement, and I don't know, something about Joey.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Very much so. And then we got the Lily Award.
Oh, Ashley, she got her own. She got the Lily Award this week. Yay!
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Nate
Oh,
because
oh, is
I mean, how crazy do you sound? You want to throw this in Audra's face, yet you go back and get in bed or want to get in bed with one of the Newmans, and you kiss in the ring of the other one. Man, if you
mm-hmm.
don't get out of here. Yeah, so Nate gets
Oh,
that one.
Gail said the performance of the week for BTG was the fashion, and that is true. I
That
will
is
give them
true.
that.
The fashion was beautiful.
Yes, loved every bit of it.
Yep, yep, yep. All right, you guys, we are going to end it right here. We will be back on Friday night. What is this, the 12th? I'm trying to figure out when I'm gonna do the best and the worst. With both shows, storylines or whatever. BTG probably won't have a lot of worst, except there's a couple that may come to mind, but
Mm-hmm.
there will be obviously some things that we are definitely going to discuss as we close out 2025 and talking about how it did this year. And pretty much the Emmy spoke for itself, even though that was for 2024. But I don't know, we might have a repeat of what it looked like this year. I mean, look
I
like for
agree with
last
that.
year, for this year's Emmys in 26. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see. I got to figure out what day I want to do that. It'll probably be maybe on a Tuesday or a Thursday night. I have to
Yeah.
check with cuz I would like to get, cuz Keish right now is at a birthday dinner for her dad. So, Um,
Oh.
yeah, cause she was chatting about the soaps. I'm like, girl, come on over here. She was like, I can't. I'm at a birthday dinner for my dad. So that's where
Oh.
she is. Um, I might try to see if I can get Jay to come on. Trish is still, she haven't forgot about y'all and us. She pops in every now and then to chat. She's trying to, it's been over a little over a year now.
Yeah.
Since since the passing of her husband. So it's been a big year for her to try to recalibrate. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to see if we can get as many as possible. I don't think Trish. I'm not going to even. I'll ask and see what she says, but if maybe not. But I'll try to see what Jay and Keish want to do so we can laugh and kiki about the best and the worst or whatever. So
It'd be a lot of fun. Like the best worst storylines, like eye candy, everything.
yeah, yep, I agree. I agree. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. I know some folks got to go to work tomorrow, so we're gonna cut this short. And like I said, it's 11:30 on the East Coast, and I got to
Mm-hmm.
start my day early as well. So I'm gonna let you guys get to it. And until next time, we will see you all later. Bye, Soapies.
Night, Soapies.